Oh, I just saw. Congratulations, Spanky Red. That's 12 months, 1 year. That's mad lit.
Red, thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So much. Appreciate you. I was busy setting up the show. Like 90s, no doubt. Like ska, early ska, no doubt. Before they turn pop and shit. Were you a No Doubt fan? Or was that before your time?
Yeah, I like it. Yay! Thank you so much, Striker.
Thank you for the bid, Cyber. Striker.
Jessica. That song, I know like almost every single line from that, and probably without the acoustic. So I like that song, and I really like. Yay, Striker. Okay, I'm gonna ask Daddy if I can take shots for bits with y'all. It'll be great. We were having fun this morning. I think you guys had a lot of fun this morning. Striker, you weren't really there for my show. We had tons of fun though. Brooks was there, Medic was there. Medic, did you have a good show this morning? I tried to put on for y'all.
So spider webs. What are you guys doing? What are you guys up to?
Hi. Hi, Jewel. Happy Monday. Are you excited for Murder Monday? Lo and behold, Daddy has a new character for us. It's gonna be fucking magical. What do y'all think? That level of magic.
That level of magic.
What do y'all think? I'm having my husband watch Game of Thrones for the first time. Katie.
Why?
Are you serious? Is he like trying to fight you on it? Like, what's the deal? Medic. Thank you. Katie. Okay. So, how did you come out on the other side feeling about Game of Thrones? Like, do you think it'll be worth it for him to watch it? You still want him to get the best of the first 6 seasons? Or are you like, you know? She's like, you know I'm all about murder, so...
So who is killing who today?
So... Well, you know I like murder, so...
Right?
It's so funny. Today, well, last week was the Icebox Killer.
Negative.
Ice Man.
The Iceman.
That's what his like notorious name is.
Yeah, Richard
Kuklinski.
Kuklinski.
He was just like a regular dude with a weird name who liked murdering.
He was very far from a regular dude.
I mean,
But
the more we read about these murderers,
as a regular dude, I know, right?
I kind of feel like they're more regular than not.
Seems like it. They're like the regular ones are the ones who are murdering people. Shit like that.
The ones who are trying to live like a normal life.
Right.
Yeah. So regular. I stand by my original statement. Taking notes, be regular. Got it. Medic! Yay! Are you watching ads for bits? Thank you so much. If you're not like the most wonderful ever, thank you, Medic. Taking notes. Well, we've already learned that if people ask you for help, say no always, because they're probably murderers. Striker, thank you so much. If someone lives,
where's the? Here, let me fix this. Because this is called pop music. Where's the music? What's the house phone?
the house phone is charging in the bathroom, Daddy.
This one?
I don't know. You guys didn't like my music choice, so
No,
I hope somebody
this
finds it.
last, like, Scott album, they weren't necessarily Scott.
I know, but my other music is depressing for people, so we just.
Yeah,
I think you can pick.
That's the passive aggressive thing we was talking about. That's actually passive aggressive.
I try really hard to curate good music for your streams, Daddy. Today I fail.
I don't know why this is such a weird, serious conversation. I feel I don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to listen to that song. Yeah, this one's pretty good. I like that ska playlist, the one that comes up when you look up ska. That shit is mad good. Yeah, this is ska. Like that fucking No Doubt shit can get real edgy and like also depressing as shit too. Like she gets mad like poppy and also like I don't know, emo maybe. I don't know. Her voice is great, but the content of those songs, man. I used to be a No Doubt fan back in the like early '90s when they first came out, and then they let her run that into the ground. They let her run No Doubt into like a pop extravaganza, and then she broke up with them and left them with no more pop sound and also not a very good like no more ska and also not a very good pop band without Gwen Stefani. So, and then Gwen Stefani went on to be a fucking pop star. Like what? Yeah, we were all really upset. Like, all of us high school kids who grew up listening to ska were like mad upset. The fuck? You turned one of our heroes into a pop star. That's the worst thing you could do. We hated pop. Like I hated pop music with a passion. Ugh. It was the worst thing ever. Thank you for all of the bits. You guys are getting that board. All right. We're live on our video as well. All right. I think we're in. Sure. His wife's name is Jill. His name is Joe. Joe and Jill. It seems mad sterile.
Huh?
It sounds mad sterile. Joe and Jill. It sounds like every Tom, Dick, and Harry. No. Every Joe, Jill, and Harry. Yeah, that would work.
Hi, Medic. How's it going? And Gunter. Happy Monday. I hope your weekend started off well.
Yeah, real ska was like very close to punk music. It's more of a mix between like Jamaican reggae and fucking punk music. So. And as I have alluded to before, this
Is that true?
what?
That Biden's been saying that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting.
Right.
Bro, I don't know. Can you do that?
You can, but I don't know if it's a good idea. Aaron Burnett looking like a goddamn angel and shit. She's like a fucking angel. You getting out your notices? Baby girl?
I just finished.
Okay. You got all yours?
Yes.
Okay. I think I got all of mine out except for the FLs.
So, Medic, this would be the like everywhere can get told, but some places aren't like a notifier.
Can you moderate Gunter for me, please?
Gunther, thank you for making your username the same everywhere. I really actually appreciate that. His is the same on CB too.
Good.
He just made it the same everywhere. I think that's your Twitter handle as well, right?
Well, yeah, we've talked about that when people don't make their names like the same on every platform. Like, why? Why not? Wink, wink.
Yay! Bits. But when you were asking this morning, so like, you gotta think of it as like a concept of like certain places are for certain things. So, certain places is like people just want to know what you're doing and not actually see what you're doing. Some places want what you did before and to be able to go like watch it. So like YouTube is a place a lot of the time, except for their new live function, where people are pre-mindseted, like their mindset is pre-programmed to assume that they will be watching content that has been created for them on that platform. And then they're not really going on YouTube to find other places to go. Does that make sense? So you don't go on YouTube to maybe go to Hulu. Or you don't like go on YouTube to like...
You don't click links on YouTube
get
usually.
No.
If that makes sense. So this morning he asked me, because you weren't here and you hadn't told Discord that I was online, and Medic messaged me and said, hey, have you told YouTube, Discord, and Twitch that you're here? And I was like, well, this is NSFW, so we're never going to tell Twitch that we're here.
Never tell Twitch that we're here.
But just as like a
Never going to tell
disclaimer,
YouTube either.
certain places you don't tell that you're doing a thing because they just really don't give a fuck. So like Twitch, you go on Twitch to watch something live in the moment, and you're not really like going on Twitch to click on a link to somewhere else, if that makes sense. But on Twitter, people are going on Twitter to like do anything on the internet. Who fucking knows? They might be going to go shopping. You might be going to click a link. You might be going to get like consume content. You might be going to message somebody. Like Twitter is a plethora of.
And the difference on that is social media versus actual platform. I mean, that's the biggest difference. Social media is for socializing,
Right.
And there is an
Finding
aspect.
entertainment.
Yeah, there is an aspect of finding and sharing entertainment and leaving the platform to go and do that. YouTube doesn't have that. Twitch definitely does not have that. Like, nobody's coming here to leave from here to go somewhere else, typically. So
I watch YouTube for the adventure time. Exactly.
Yeah, I used to do that too.
And you get like 40 minutes.
Hey,
like 8
Gunter,
episodes.
are you a avid Twitcher? Do you use Twitch a lot?
And he streams.
You do? Okay. So do you have so you know that you can attach your Amazon Prime subscription if you have one to your Twitch. Make it Twitch Prime. This is for everybody in the room that may be listening, but for Gunter, I don't know if we've ever had this conversation, but I'd love to see a Panda badge on your name, especially as Panda Guard. So if you've got a free subscription, if you can consider adding your Twitch and your Amazon account together and getting that, using that free subscription here, that'd be really fucking dope.
Medic, if you have it too, you should do it.
Yeah, you guys get your Panda badges and then all the benefits that come from that. Eventually in the Discord, and when I say eventually, I mean by the end of this month, in the Discord, we will have maybe a dozen new rooms, channels, maybe twice as many new roles, and a lot of those roles, including the subscriber role for sure, are very important to access in the Discord. So join, attach your Discord to your Twitch, attach all your shit, integrate all your shit so you get that little integration thing going on.
Yeah.
And hook us up. Hook us up with that Twitch Prime subscription. That'd be really dope. Clear Joker, the girl on your left, looks like a Twitch streamer that I follow. I don't know which left, but
Makes me want to call her Madonna. I love it. I watch YouTube for the Caught in the Tornado videos.
Amazon is really pushing Prime. Yes. So Prime.
Yeah.
There's an Amazon Prime Day today, I guess.
Really?
The 11th.
11. There you go. So they're coming. They're doing another Prime Day.
Well, Amazon Prime Day is January.
It
Is
happens
July 11th because 7-Eleven is a prime number.
Yeah, it happens.
711 is a prime number, 7 is a prime number, 11 is a prime number, 71 is a prime number, and 11. All the combinations of it are prime number. Like 711 is prime, 11 is prime, 71 is prime.
Yeah, any number that can't be devised into itself is Prime.
So that's why 7-Eleven is Prime Day. It's like one of the only days out of the entire year, I think they said, was like... And it's nice because Amazon Prime does free shipping. That's what Prime Day is. So it's 1 day free shipping for Prime members, so overnight. So you get your stuff, and I think same day for a lot of places, like we here in San Diego, we get Prime same day. So anything we order on Prime Day will be here before 8 p.m. as long as it's been ordered by like 5 p.m. I think. So fucking Jeff Bezos. Man, look, on some real shit though, I was talking to someone the other day about shipping, and like Amazon is A1 with that shipping. They should like really market that shipping stuff, because like my post office stuff never gets here on time. Never. And I don't think it ever gets to where it's going on time. I sent someone something. I don't know if he's even gotten it. I mailed it weeks ago. He didn't tell me he got it, so... I don't fucking know. But Amazon is great with the shipping.
Yeah, Amazon's pretty good with their shipping stuff in general. I never knew that there was a Prime Day, so I feel dumb because I've been a Prime member for like 3 years.
Joker, will you subscribe to our channel? Will you think about subscribing? Do you ever go into Tijuana? No, not ever. No,
Try our
thank you.
best not to, bro.
I've never been to Tijuana.
I've never been myself.
I've never
when I was
been.
an active duty Marine and I was stationed down here, that was the first time I lived here. We were not allowed to go into Mexico.
You are not allowed as an active duty Marine.
We were not allowed because we could cause a international incident.
Because they could grab you and keep you. And as a
U.S. Marine,
of the
U.S. government will be like, fuck
will get
that.
their shit back.
Yes.
So you're not allowed to go.
You might cause a war.
Growing up in the Bay Area, we just kind of always heard like Tijuana, like, you be in those lines. Somebody told me Mexico has like a driving day. And it was like, meh.
What?
They have so much traffic in Mexico City that you're only allowed to drive certain days of the week based on the last number of your license plate. And if you're caught driving, it's even numbers on certain days and odd numbers on a certain day. And if you're caught on the wrong day, they take your car because there's too many fucking cars there. So I never knew what license plate mine had, so I just wasn't gonna go. I don't want my car taken, and I don't know what y'all are up to. Can someone confirm that? Because my friend told me that, and I was like, I can't risk it. I can't go to Mexico for y'all to tell me I can't drive. Fuck out of here. Also, did you guys see that YouTuber? Because that shit was crazy. He has like 100 million subscribers or something ridiculous. Fucking recorded the Mexican police trying to bribe him for $300. Dumb idiot. And then put it online like, broski, don't ever do that. They're gonna come find you.
Hey Joker, I was just thinking that. I have been scared of TJ for like a while. My mom told me not to go there as a little white girl. And then I talked to someone who was born in Tijuana and he was like, why are you so afraid of it? Like, there's nothing bad there. And I was like, yeah, but you also like don't look like me. And you were born there. Literally born there. They'd probably like you a little more.
Oh yeah.
I was born in Tijuana. I had no idea people were so afraid of Mexico. Nah, it's not that we're
Afraid.
like.
It's just not.
It's just
ideal.
the thing is, there's not the same type of consequences there as it is here, and for us, we rely a lot on the consequences. Like Americans live their life based on I'll call the cops on you.
Yeah.
You know, like we have
look,
consequences.
Americans will do stuff to you and then like goad you on, fuck with you, and then be like, I'll call the cops if you do it.
I'll call the police on you.
We're a very police state here, and they're like our personal security guards.
And we expect a consequence if something bad happens to you. And it's not, there's no precursor to like, I won't do something so something bad doesn't happen. It's just, I can do whatever I want and everyone else will be punished if they do something bad to me. And we don't really have an assumption that like there will be punishments. Like if you go missing in Mexico, like are there punishments? I don't know, because I don't even know if there's punishments in Italy. I have no idea if you go missing in France, are there like punishments? I have no idea. So I just don't go other places.
Look, some countries don't have like the death penalty.
That's what I'm fucking saying. Mexico don't have the death penalty.
If you murder somebody, you might get 100 years, but that's the worst thing that can happen.
And they don't. Mexico does not have the death penalty. So you just get murdered there, and then maybe nothing happens to them. Who knows?
Right.
So it's not like afraid of it, because like I feel like if you're respectful everywhere and you adhere to the cultural norms and you try to make the people feel as if you're accommodating to them and their culture, most people don't fuck with you. Like everywhere I've been overseas, it kind of is like, oh, you're American? Okay. Like they don't mess with you like that.
In France, they are not huge fans of American. They really like if you try to know their language. They really like that. Like just even a little bit. But if you don't try at all and just are blatantly like speaking English, they aren't very nice to you. I took note of that.
It's big in Italy. I think Italy and France are the two places I've heard that the most, that they don't appreciate your propensity to use English as their standard of language, because they all
which is weird, because a lot of those fucking countries have English as their second language.
Right, are
like
required to know
official.
English.
And they're required to know English.
Yeah.
So they're just being dickheads to Americans because they don't like us. Fuck you.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, but
I was thinking in my head, fuck French.
I know.
Hey, look,
Fuck them.
They were just assholes.
you know what I thought though?
Fuck them, fuck them.
Solo dude goes to France. Bet you he won't get jumped though.
Bet.
I bet you those French motherfuckers won't stomp him out
right?
even if he's alone. I bet you they won't. people don't mess with Americans in other places, even if they're alone, because they're really worried about the consequences. When I was stationed in Japan, a Marine got jumped by a bunch of Japanese people, and the Japanese people were like beat to shit by the police. They don't have guns there, the police in Japan, they have batons. So they beat the fuck out of them, and it was like, whoa. And the Marine was drunk and being like disorderly. Sorry, that makes me very happy. Yeah, no, they beat the fuck out of these Asian dudes. It was like 6.
I don't know why, but that made me laugh like hysterically, like a villain. You know, Murder Monday. Hey.
This Marine was being extra drunk. We were out at a bar. He was lit off that hot sake.
Okay. Coincidence? Turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. Turning Japanese. That's on the fucking radio. Come on.
He said, I heard people's in Okinawa wants the Marines out. Yes, they very much. Would you want a bunch of idiots with guns in your town that are from where you're from, who have very little to no respect for what
shouldn't have attacked us, Japan?
Literally, the Marines that
we don't give a fuck what you want because you attacked us, and we don't like that shit.
No, they don't. The Marines there.
We flatten 2 of your motherfucking cities, and we'll come back and give you more if we need to.
No, it's like we're taking part of your land as
well. Yeah, we don't even need to come back. We already there.
We destroyed 2 of your cities, and now we're taking massive
America, the
land.
only fucking country that's ever used like nuclear weapons against people.
And then took part of their land.
And then took their shit. Yeah.
Yeah, Mount Fuji doesn't belong to Japan. Fuji is ours. Mount Fuji, the volcano, there's a Marine base on Mount Fuji, and that island is ours. That don't belong to them.
And the base, Okinawa,
and most of Okinawa is an island.
To us.
There's like 6 military bases. Kadena, Hansen, Foster. Like there's like, those are 3 Marine bases on a tiny ass fucking island.
Base. I mean, the island Okinawa belongs to us pretty much, right?
I mean, they have, like, there are free people there.
Yo, we could have made Japan itself belong to us if we wanted to at the time. At the time when we was like getting in there, when we invaded mainland Japan, you know, before we
dropped some bombs.
No, they don't like us at all.
We didn't invade mainland Japan, but we were thinking about it, talking about it, and if we had, we may have just like owned Japan. I don't know.
But their behavior is like not, and it's not
right. Like what the fuck? You're gonna yeet everybody? Just yeet.
Pervy, see?
Yes.
I see you on Twitter. I love you.
Same shit. No?
He said French people hate anyone who speaks English.
There you go.
French people hate anyone who aren't French.
I was going to say that, even if you do try to speak French over there, they're hella critical of it.
I was going to say, they'll be mean to you.
You know what they like, though? Surrender. No?
Face down, ass up.
Platoon, scene! Fuck you, France! Hey, they helped us out.
They the bitches of the world, y'all. I'm sorry.
They got us
France
America.
The softest.
Look, they helped us out in the Revolutionary War,
and
then we paid them back in both of the world wars.
We've helped them a lot.
We've helped them a lot. Yeah.
France has a France.
Nazi owned France for like the Nazis owned France for like a while, bro.
Rolling tanks down.
Right?
Okay,
exactly.
If your main city, your historical bastion, your cultural epicenter is taken, you don't have a country anymore. No one's your shithead farms. Fucking. Look, if the Nazis would have got fucking champagne, we would have been a bad day.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, man. Could you imagine? You can't drink champagne. Fucking dirty water, muddied by the Nazi nastiness. I'm glad the French kept it. Champagne is so luxurious and delicious.
If you can believe it, the world was pretty friendly to the Nazis for a long ass time.
It was. They was really friendly to them.
They were very
what you
friendly.
mean? I don't want them owning champagne though.
Yeah, the Nazis were like, they were not as hated as everyone acted like they were.
They weren't until they started destroying museums and history.
Well, and then when we figured out what they were doing to their own people, we were pretty grossed out about it. Like if you discovered your neighbor had a fucking nipple belt.
Because it wasn't,
like, hey, what the fuck? You guys been making lampshades out of people's skin? What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
And a lot of people like to target just the religion aspect of it, but they targeted like
retarded people, mentally ill people, black people,
People
anybody
with
that was not white.
disabilities, gay
Like if you
people.
weren't white and German,
no, they were
because
homophobic.
because
They
look,
were
Jews are just white Germans.
They said they killed
Yeah.
more
Look,
non-Jews than Jews.
When I was a kid, I was like, what the fuck is a Jew? I don't know what a Jew is.
Yeah.
And how did Hitler know what a fucking Jew is? Like, as well. Like, how the fuck did they know? I realized that it's also, that Judaism is also
Hey, Jules said nipple
it's a
belts
religion
too.
and a community. So you can be Jewish and an ethnicity, I guess. Yeah. So you can be Jewish by religion or by birth, which is mad crazy and weird. Because like my ex-girlfriend was Jewish by birth, but not really by religion.
Right.
That was the one I was gonna what's it called? Transition. Yeah, I was gonna be a Jew. Yeah, I went to classes in
He was
Israel.
gonna
Went to a
do
bunch
I
the
went to a few
conversion.
Hebrew classes.
Yeah, I went to a Hebrew class.
Those were hella lit.
Mad lit.
Like,
yo.
those were lit.
Oh my god, bro! I went
Hebrew
to
is so
I went to a seder and everybody was mad nice.
We
Yeah,
have
everybody was
hella
like,
fun, though.
Temple was mad fun. Yeah,
Temple's
everybody was
hella
like,
dope.
hey, we got a black dude, fucking black dude, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'm the fucking black dude.
we have two.
And everybody asked me the same fucking question. I had a dude at a urinal. I'm in the bathroom taking a piss, and this dude's like, "Hey man, I saw you at the table.
Oh my God!
You're with so and so." Like he was like, "You're with my ex-girlfriend. You're with
the
so and so."
bathroom?
Yeah, while I'm taking an
You're like,
active
"Yo,
piss, bro."
my dick is
and
out.
he's like, "So are you born Jew? Or are you transitioning?" Like everybody there asked me that same exact question.
Fluent Hebrew.
Nice.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Yes.
They do that. He said it was a lot of that stuff. Like
Look.
they're very into.
Look,
their
our
culture.
landlord is Jewish.
Our landlord's Jewish. He's a New York Jew.
Yeah,
Actually.
I think he's like practicing Jew.
Yeah.
No, he is. He's.
Yeah.
Have you seen his dad? His dad is super cute and sweet and wears a little yarmulke.
Yeah, a little old
Smokes
dude.
cigarettes
Yeah.
like super much, but he's really nice. He said hi to me the other day.
Yeah.
Asked me how we were doing. He's
Yeah.
super sweet. He's straight from Israel. His dad is not American at all.
That's what I thought he said. Like he had some real ties to Israel. So
Yeah, his
There you
dad's
go.
super foreign. Like he was really sweet. But
And my ex went to Israel. She went
So-
on her whatever the
I was
fuck
gonna
they
say,
call
It
it.
was
my
like,
best friend growing up
bro.
who took me to temple with her all the time, she just took her birth trip to
there
Israel.
you go, the birthright.
She was
That's
the
what they call
birthright
birthright,
trip.
yeah.
Yeah. She was so excited. She posted all these pictures and stuff. They're super into that. Their birthright trip, like that's a huge deal.
Yeah, it is. It's a huge deal.
we have two pop culture things to talk about that are not related to Jews at all. But 807.
Please tell me a story.
And the sig.
Alright, so
Oh my God, George
he
Smith.
said-
Yeah, that Seder was fun, bro. Like I had so many pretty girls, and my girlfriend at the time was with me, and we were poly at the
He
time.
said they're
so-
not racist at all. Like Jewish people are some of the least like racially angst people
I
because
did
they're
not-
targeted a lot.
Yeah,
I was like, I think because they
Look,
dealt
I
with
didn't
anti-Semitism.
I didn't feel a single bit of racism in that room, bro. And I just knew like this is gonna be awkward.
Like, oh god.
And everyone loved me. Everyone was just like, "Oh
They
my
were
God,
so nice.
we got a black Jew!" And I was like,
Oh my god.
"Calm down."
Jews seem like
Not a Jew
Brazilians.
yet.
by the
They
way.
all assumed I was Jewish. Like nobody
Are you
questioned
transitioning?
me.
Are you birthright? What are you
Yeah,
doing?
are you like birthright or transitioning? But nobody assumed that I was like an outsider and shit.
No, that's why I said I think they're like Brazilians. Like, nah,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what
Once you're Jewish, you're just
you're
Jewish,
just
bro.
Asian
You're a Jew, bro.
Brazilian, black Brazilian, Hispanic
You know,
Brazilian, white Brazilian. Yo,
Sammy Davis Jr. was Jewish. He transitioned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what
Frank
it's called.
Sinatra was Jew, not.
They will talk mad shit when Jews aren't around. I know, right?
Nah. They seemed really nice. He said that he had a great time with them, and that the girl, she's like the leader of the Jewish church. Like I don't really know what they call their
Rabbi.
priest, a rabbi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my rabbi.
They have female
So this
rabbis.
wasn't at the Seder, but my rabbi. Some sects do. There's.
Okay.
I was transitioning to not Orthodox. Reform. Yeah. So I was gonna be a Reform Jew.
So Orthodox is all men.
Orthodox
They're like the
is-
weird Catholics.
Orthodox is mad strict, so
Okay.
they teach basically straight from, like, they believe in the fucking Torah like 100%.
Yeah, but they actually live that shit like the Amish.
Yeah, that right there.
Don't they
Orthodox
go
is
the
like
Yiddish?
they're mad fucking yeah.
That's when they had the
they're mad Jewish, bro.
the
That's the Yiddish.
Yeah, and they definitely like
With the curly things.
yeah, it was like with the
they
curfews and
observe the
hats.
fucking Sabbath like they'll die if they don't, you know, shit like that. They don't touch stuff and electronic stuff. Yeah, reform, no conservative.
So
look, conservative was much harder to transition to, and she told me, and I was like, whoa, okay, that's never happening. She told me that I would have to get a symbolic circumcision. And I was like, yeah, they have to draw blood from your dick. Even if you don't get it circumcised, like if you're already circumcised and you transition to conservative, Orthodox Jew.
We getting blood, bro.
Yeah,
one way the other.
They draw blood from the
Baby
tip,
or
from the
adult.
tip of your dick. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, they're serious about it. They need that.
But I would have gotten a
Blood in, blood out,
I would have
bro.
got a bar mitzvah though.
He said, I was raised in a conservative household. Sad days.
Yeah, there you go. So,
That
look,
was the blood in, blood out.
I was
thing.
also raised in a conservative household. Conservative Christians are just as fucking
Just as
psychos.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like we're your crazy cousins.
Yay.
But just like, so I had one.
Look, she told me one time. I asked her like, "What do Jews think about?" My rabbi asked her, "Well, what did you?" Because I grew up Christian, so I'm like, "What do Jews think about Christ?" And they're like, and she was like,
Oh, nope.
"Yeah, right? No.
No.
And she said, "We like Jesus. He's a cool dude. He's a Jew. He's just a crazy Jew.
Yeah, he's just
We just
not
think he's
the
a
son of
crazy
God.
Jew, bro. He's not the son of God,
Right.
but he's crazy. Like he's still a Jew though. Like he's mad
Yeah.
Jewish. Yay, go Jesus. Yeah."
That's how my...
And in Judaism and in Islam, Jesus is a prophet.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
He's-
both very, in both religions, are very, Jesus is a very important figure.
But to the Jews, he's like Paul.
Yeah.
Or some, like, he's just another
Another
follower.
Jew. Yeah, another
Yeah.
Jewish follower.
So these are the two things, the two pop culture things. You want to do
A
them?
servant of Yahweh, right? Another servant of Yahweh. Okay.
Both dealing with ladies, actually.
And I definitely don't believe in Yahweh, right? So like I talked to my rabbi and I was like, hey, look, I'm like mad not religious at all. And she was like, don't worry about it. Don't you trip. We are Jews as a community. The religious aspect is a help. It helps a lot of people, and but I don't personally believe in the Torah word for word. And I was like, you're the first religious leader that I've ever heard say that.
She like kind of told him like it's a binding.
She said it's a
thing.
guide.
Yeah,
She
like
said we use the Torah as a guide. It's not like it's life is more important.
she says like
than,
stories you
know.
tell children.
Yeah, like
to
that.
teach people stuff. Like it's not
Yeah.
necessary. It's like how you tell a story, and these are like story versions of something that so people can understand them.
And the Jewish community is also very communal, so it's also a way for them all to raise each other the same.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's just so that they're all really a tight-knit group.
Yeah. That right there. So I was,
someone
I was,
who wasn't a part of a tight knit group,
pretty cool about that. I was like, that's pretty cool.
they wanted to know how you feel about the girl who licked the ice cream.
And getting
2 to 20 years, but
Yeah,
what?
that's it.
There's two. The ladies are getting locked up.
Do you guys remember what I said when I saw that shit?
Yes.
Yeah.
What did I say?
She didn't go to jail.
Yeah, you were like, that's illegal or something.
You're like, what the fuck?
I sure did, yeah.
She licked the ice cream. We talked about this the other day. I don't know if we were live with you guys, but there are laws in place for tampering
protection.
with consumer
Because in the
products.
90s
Yeah.
and the late 80s and 90s, this motherfucking dude was putting poison in food.
Yeah.
He was running around
tampering
with food
consumer
and
products.
putting fucking poison. That's where we got all of those tamper-proof product stuff from.
like the lid.
The
that you
lids
can't
that
twist
like
off.
that's on the top and you have to press down to get stuff out.
Yeah.
Like,
That's why we have
well,
that.
this, where you
Because
can
some
tell-
dude
Has to
was
click.
was in a grocery store
clicks.
and putting poison into people's food.
Wait, so we already have laws on the books for
Late early 80s, early 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say 87 sounds about like 87, 88 sounds about when that was happening. And then the
it's terrifying.
murder McDonald's was
go to a fucking store, pick up something,
and you don't know if
it's like clean or not.
Poison.
Right?
Yeah, wasn't he putting like anthrax or something? He was putting like weird stuff.
Rat poisoning and shit. Yeah, he was putting all types of crazy shit.
We as a society already have laws on the books to what I said again about punishments. We live on the belief of punishments. And so like she
also went so far as to give it as an example for other people. So because she did that, I really feel like they should make an example of her.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She filmed it, put it online,
and she made it viral.
And I feel like if she says like, no, I grabbed it and took it and like walked to the register, like she should still have punishments for inciting.
Yes.
Because that like inciting panic or something, like she might cause people to believe that that's like an okay thing to.
If she can prove that she didn't leave it on the shelf and bought it, then I don't think she should have any punishment.
I don't think she did though.
That's just a prank.
I really think she.
But I don't think she did.
I think she left it. Like she was hella with that joke.
Also, okay,
I couldn't even imagine.
All shit aside, right? Like, I'm an anarchist. So I don't like rules or laws or any of that type of shit.
And that gets to the second topic.
And so then so then in that case, like
she left it. Okay, so we know for a fact she left it and left the store.
Yeah, so
like
if we know for a fact she left it. I do not like punishing people for almost doing something. Or kind of doing something. Yeah. Or maybe doing something. You know what I mean? Like I don't like that. Like attempted assault is not a fucking thing. I either whooped your ass or I didn't. Which one? If I whooped your ass, then I should get in trouble for that. If I didn't whoop your ass, then what the fuck are we doing here?
No, we definitely have as a society.
We have a lot of attempted.
That we put in place so other people. No, we need to protect other people because they might. Like you're not allowed to show even like.
Is that real, bro? She said she had the flu and she wanted to spread her sickness.
Oh, yo, that can't be real.
That's mad lit, bro.
So, but we have
because then that would be considered like.
That's
malfeasance,
attempted.
Bro. Like that could be attempted murder.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's a communicable disease that you just
that you could give to an old person and they could die.
Spread to somebody or try to, right? You wouldn't like nothing would live in that ice cream after that, but you know.
No, but I mean, if a dude jerked his dick and came in the ice cream, that's equivalent of you licking it. That's a bodily fluid.
Yeah, see, she already has caused copycats. Exactly. And that's
the issue.
That's what we would want to like avoid.
Because even if she didn't do it, but she created, like you can't show pseudo snuff films that you don't like. You can't just like broadcast like on cam. You can't do like fake blood stuff and then just like turn that shit off and be like, well, like you can't do certain things because like on the internet, right? Like we already know Visa and MasterCard have things in place, limitations for bodily fluids because they think that it will create people to have a propensity to be more comfortable or easily able to do these things. Like blood, a lot of things that have to do with blood and scarration, they keep that off the line because they don't want people seeing how scarration happens, like especially in the tattoo community. They don't want people doing scarration at home on themselves. They don't want people messing around with that. They want it trained professionals only, and they don't let you show scarration videos online. It's not allowed. And if you guys don't know what scarration is, you can figure it out on your fucking own, but it's like tattooing without ink. So they don't let you put it, and it's because they think people will do it to themselves, or people will try to learn that from the internet instead of actual legal. That's what I'm saying.
Like, we protect people from, like, we protect stupid people, and I don't really think we should.
And that's what people want her punished for.
Yeah, to protect stupid people. And it's like,
so here's the other thing, dude.
That's not on her shoulders.
He brought that up, and the other thing that we wanted to talk about, how do you guys feel about the girl who's getting charged with attempted murder for somebody else committing suicide?
Yeah,
because that's also protecting people.
She's appealing that case. So
these are both young women.
Have you guys heard this case of this girl? Was she his girlfriend? They dating, fucking, like, what was the relationship?
It said that she was like a female companion. They think they were friends, but more like intimate. But that wasn't his girlfriend.
Yeah. Okay.
It wasn't his like. She said they were just friends, but it seemed
the text messages. Yeah.
Yeah, the girl. So he was in a parking lot. They weren't even anywhere near each other. He was in, I think, a Walmart parking lot or some parking lot in his car, texting her while she was at home.
Yeah, so, and this was multiple days, multiple weeks, right? Over a span of time that she was, basically he wanted to kill himself, and she egged him on and said, like, you definitely should kill yourself. So they're saying that she convinced him to kill himself, which I just don't think you should be liable or culpable for convincing some other adult to harm themselves or do anything, really.
How can you convince someone to take their own life? Like,
that right there.
See,
like,
and
what?
now they're portraying the story all different from when it first came out. And I know that headlines and articles in the beginning, but now they're calling her a woman and calling her his girlfriend.
Isn't she 18?
She's not a woman, first of all.
They kept saying woman. She was
Right.
like 18.
This is her.
That's a little girl,
she's
bro.
hella young.
And this was him.
He's a retard.
And they said that they had broken up, that they were, and that he was. It's that thing about.
Yeah, it says right there, the case raised free speech questions. I should be able to say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, no.
So.
I've definitely had friends tell me that they're like suicidal before, and I'm like, whoa, don't do any of that. But like, if they die, is that
Why are
on
you
me?
liable for that?
Like,
though?
I'm definitely not liable for that at all.
Right?
At all. It is not my job to stop someone from killing themselves. Like,
And that's the thing.
I never volunteered for that at all.
Yeah, so this is who they keep calling a woman. She definitely is a child. She looks like a.
And it says teen right there, so
Right.
that's
Yeah, she's young
appropriate.
as
She's a
fuck.
teenager.
So, they are trying to say that it's her fault.
Yo, if somebody can convince you to kill yourself, you was gonna kill
you
yourself.
were already
anyway.
gonna do it.
I want to find the text message that he had sent though, because. So here's a text message. This is from her, Carter. Her last name is Carter, and his last name is Roy. I thought you wanted to do this. The time is right and you're ready. You just need to do it. You can't keep living this way. You just need to do it like you did last time and not think about it and just do it, babe. You can't keep doing this every day. This is Roy. I do want to, but like I'm freaking out for my family, I guess. Conrad, I told you I'll take care of them. Everyone will take care of them to make sure they won't be alone and people will help them get through it. We talked about this. They will be okay and accept it. People who commit suicide don't think this much and they just do it. I know, LOL. Thinking just drives me more crazy. Exactly. You just need to do it, Conrad, or I'm gonna get you help. Okay, I'm gonna do it today. Do you promise? I promise. So like,
I promise, babe.
yeah, I promise, babe.
So they were together, or at
But-
least in his mind, they were together.
But this has exchanged 60,000 text messages, photos, and videos over the course of their relationship.
And
So
so she was indicted for involuntary manslaughter, which is not murder, which is not even like voluntary manslaughter where you wanted that person to die.
and they said that this wasn't the first time he had texted her about this, that he repeatedly, like over months, kept texting her about this.
Yeah.
That it wasn't like something that she.
So now somehow it's anyone's responsibility to keep other people from killing themselves.
So that's what I was just gonna say. I don't think you can hold a regular person liable for that type of stuff unless they have a doctorate
Like a
saying
degree
that,
or some
yeah,
shit,
a
right?
doctorate saying that they are.
Is there a psychiatrist, psychologist?
They
If a
prepared for those
psychologist
type of
is telling you to kill
situations.
yourself, then yeah, their license should be.
That's a
revoked.
licensed medical doctor
Right.
that's giving you medical advice. Like some random person off the street. If you had an infection and this person was like, hey, drink some water, it'll go away, and you listen to that person, that's on you, right? Is that not on you?
Yo, if I tell you go kill someone, and you go and do it, it's on me.
Now, if the CIA tells me to go kill someone, that's probably a little different. But like,
I don't know, man. Like look, anarchists.
I understand
don't like
what they're
rules,
saying.
and I don't like other people being responsible for other people's actions.
I understand what they're saying, but like, I think Elle said this earlier. This little girl may have also had some type of mental illness that was having her say these things, that was encouraging this type of behavior. Like, this is a little girl. You cannot blame her for this kid's death.
And these.
retarded.
So this is like a
Yeah, she's just a fucking idiot.
I was like, she's super young.
But I don't know if she's responsible for his death.
Nah.
Because I think someone at
12.
some point would have been responsible for his death. He didn't seem very like with it, you know? Like, nah, I got this. You know what I mean?
So like these are all the texts. Like, so this is like all the texts between them on this one day, the day he died, I guess. This day he started texting her at 4 a.m. 12:40. He texts her at 4 a.m. They started this whole conversation.
Yeah.
And it went on like crazy long. It's like all day. And then at 10:38. So I don't know. I don't know what, like when someone, if you accuse someone of something, right? Like, you have to think about like reasoning. Like, what would her reason be? Like, you just want to convince somebody to like, like you, like she's a, like what is the assumption here? Like, she wanted control over him to see if she could convince him
A Jewel
to
made a comment. She
like,
could be living vicariously through him.
So
And again,
What
all of that's reprehensible and bad. You shouldn't tell people to kill themselves, but I don't think it should be illegal.
well, and one of the issues that came
I
up.
don't think you should lose your freedom because you told some idiot to kill himself and he went and did it.
Yeah.
So apparently, when I read this, when it first happened, like over a year ago, when all this like stuff came out, she and him were supposed to kill themselves. Like she was.
That's
supposed
what
to
I
kill
remember. She was supposed to. They were supposed to kill themselves together, and she backed out.
And then he kept saying, "I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it." And she was like, "I don't want to do it." And then like he kept saying he was gonna do it, and she was like, "Well, if you're gonna fucking do it, I guess that's like." But what I read from the beginning was that they were gonna do it together, which
Yeah, like this shit right now.
doesn't-
We're watching CNN on our main TV right now, and instead of saying the headline, instead of saying this dude did this, it says one-time pal of Trump Clinton charged in alleged underage sex scheme. Do you know how many people that could claim that they were my pal that have done fucked up things over the course of my life? They don't have nothing to fucking do with me at all. But there it is right there, one-time pal of those two people. Why? The fuck you throw my name in that? If I'm a Trump or a Clinton, I'd be mad, fucking like upset. Hey, could you take my fucking name
Bro,
off of the underage sex scheme?
I spoke
I
to
know
him
about
like
that.
once.
Right?
Maybe.
I'm not
I
his
don't know.
fucking friend, bro. I barely know that motherfucker.
But see, okay, so going back to this is like, if your friends tell you to jump off a cliff, do you do it?
Right?
My mom used to tell me that shit all the time.
if your friends tell,
But-
if your friends say, nah, it's good.
the thing that they're saying about him is that if your friend was already in a disheveled state, emotionally unstable, and already contemplating something, standing at the ledge of a bridge, and you were egging them on, then is it different? So that's the thing that people are
Not
having
at all.
an issue with, is state
Not
of
at
mind
all.
versus culpability. I don't think that
Your state of mind is
18-year-old
not my culpability. Sorry.
Like, I don't think that, and because
No matter what I
think
say.
she knows exactly what she
If
was
I say
doing.
duty head McFuckington, that doesn't like.
But her having a large influence on his life, like, if she actually cared about him, I would say she should have gone to, like, a psychiatrist or actually tried to get him help. But she clearly just was like, do it.
I don't know, man. I'm not one for shifting
know.
like responsibility to other people.
Yeah, like, I
you
still
do,
don't
When you do
blame her.
fucked up things like kill yourself, because that's a fucked up thing to do. Do not kill yourself. That's not a good idea. It only harms the people who are no longer here. You get to solve your whatever dumbass fucking problem that you're fucking like. You know how many problems there are in the world, man? Like, you killing yourself is mad stupid. Don't kill yourself. But like someone else being culpable for someone's suicide, like suicide.
Yeah.
I didn't touch you. I wasn't even there with you physically. That's mad ridiculous, man.
Someone who does like because right, so like children, like children and like older adult, like people who have like the processing power is not the same, then it's different, right? Like if you convince like a child, then like you're definitely the worst person ever in the whole world. But like
there was no mismanagement of relationship here. This wasn't like a teacher and a student. This wasn't like this is just two fucking kids, you know.
Children.
And I know his family wants someone to
be blamed for this, but it's him. He's the blame for his death.
And I really think that if she did have the power and control and influence that everyone is saying, you can only get that because someone gave it to you.
Exactly, Mad Medic. That gets into a real like slippery slope. Mm-hmm. So if you're a police like talker and you're trying to talk someone into coming down and they jump, is that your fault?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like who's to say that their family can't sue you or worse?
Because you didn't.
Because you were there and didn't stop them from killing themselves.
You didn't say the right thing.
You didn't say the right thing. Right.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that, man. I don't want that type of liability. That's bullshit.
And
so then you'll have a world where people don't want to help anyone ever. I don't even want to be involved with somebody who wants to kill themselves because they might say I fucking convinced you or something.
Obviously,
somehow.
what I would say if I was like the defendant is he obviously wanted to kill himself. Why, if he did kill himself, which he did, do you really think he would want the blame to be placed on his friend who was helping him, quote unquote, at least he felt, who was helping him get through the last few days of his life?
You're like, Angel, you're not going to convince me that I have children too, and if my dumbass child like did something dumb, then that
I would hate that friend.
I would hate that.
Sure.
Yeah, I would mad hate that friend. I would definitely want them to be away from my kid. If I picked up my kid's phone and saw that shit on my kid's phone, which their parents should have done at some point, maybe.
So they ain't friends anymore.
So here's the problem.
You guys ain't friends anymore. Like, I definitely can't.
Look.
Man, I really don't feel. I feel like people should be accountable for their own actions.
Because here's the processing that I did on this entire thing. If A produces one set of action and B reacts to that stimulus in a certain way, if that stimulus is not repeated, then that person's actions have to be invalid. Mm-hmm. So if I throw a baseball at your head,
and then you go and throw a baseball at somebody else's fucking head.
Well, if I throw a baseball at your head, I might fucking kill you and dome the fuck out of you, and you might be injured. Right. If I do the same thing to Scarlett, it's probably going to injure the fuck out of her as well. And anybody else outside that I did something, it caused the same reaction in you because I did a thing. Mm-hmm. If I cut you off and take your parking space, and there's a certain stimulus, and you bash out my car window, and that's not the same reaction that somebody else has, then I couldn't have been the reason that you bash. You're a nutcase, and you just bash out my windows. You're a psychopath. Because fucking Sarah, she didn't bash out my windows. So my stimulus didn't cause a thing in you. So if I tell person A, who's totally stable, all the same things that she was saying, and nothing happens, and then you say those things to B, and there's a reaction, then the issue is with B. You busted out my car windows. You're the issue no matter what I did, even if what I did was fucked up. Mm-hmm. I didn't throw a ball at your head. I didn't shoot you with a gun, because that reaction would be the same with B every time. If I throw a ball at Scarlett's face, I'm probably going to break her nose, her cheekbone, something. If I do that same thing to Daddy, there's going to be a similar response from him.
Yeah.
But if you do something to someone and there's a reaction from them that isn't repeated over and over and over again, then the issue couldn't be the stimulus. It couldn't be what I did. It can only be your reaction to it that is the problem. If that makes sense, when taking people's rights away. You're talking about ending this girl's entire future. You know how many boys are out here raping people and they give them community service?
6 months, community service and shit.
That literally just happened last week.
And they're like actually doing the thing.
They said that he has a bright future and got good scores on his college
A judge
acceptance.
was admonished for giving that sentence. Yeah.
He still didn't get sentenced. They still didn't say he's going to jail.
And undo his sentence? Like,
They didn't say that.
and that was fucked off.
And she definitely something has happened to that person.
I mean, if we're going to do all this dumbass, like, we care about this and we care about that, then we got to care about everybody. And that lady's a victim too now. So she got a fucked up life thanks to all of this shit. Something's obviously wrong with her ass, right? Something fucking wrong with her. So maybe she's mentally ill.
And you say they cause the opposite or equal response. No, actions cause whatever response happen.
Yeah.
We've always said this. Don't do things to people if you're not... Like, don't touch someone because you don't know
If
how...
you're not prepared for them to
they
touch you.
might touch you back, and then not the way that you fucking wanted. They might dump you on your head because you're an idiot and touch them, and they didn't want that. And
When I first met you, when we would drive around and you would do things in the car,
honk at people.
what did I tell you about that?
Hey, please stop doing that because you don't know how he'll react to that. And he's not going to have a problem with
He's
you.
not going to have a problem with you.
It's gonna be me.
And if he does, it'll still be me. He going to have a problem with this car.
And it's going to be me.
And
with
it's
the
definitely
dude
going to be
inside.
the dude in the car.
Yeah.
Hey,
You're going
why?
to get me murdered someday by being angry in
Because
traffic
here's the
and shit.
thing. If he tries to have a problem with me, my dude's not going to let that happen.
The
He
fuck?
can't have a problem with you.
You can't have a problem with
What
me.
I told her was,
That's the thing.
don't write checks that I cannot cash. Please don't write checks security-wise that I can't cash.
Because as my dude,
Because
you
I
can't-
will die.
You
In
can't
your
let
honor,
another dude yell at
in
me.
your honor, I will die. But
Right.
do you want me to fucking die for
Right.
your fucking honor, bro? Like, or could we have just like driven away? Could we have just gone home safely and not been angry with anyone in public? You know. So I don't know, man. What would my solution would fix all of this? No rules, no laws, no anything. Fuck everybody. Whatever you can do, get away with, then that you can do it. Tribes,
We need our tribes back.
right?
Fuck these cities, man.
Yeah, all this shit is corrupt as fuck, and I don't trust it, so I don't like it.
Now our
He
tribes
said,
are
I'm going to honk my horn at you. Wink, wink.
Look, I had a judge ignore my statement.
Yeah.
Literally, in the middle of my statement, I'm reading my statement, and he said, "How much longer is this gonna take?" And it like rushed me through it, ignored me.
And see, and that Genki God.
So I definitely don't want them people involved in any of my decision process at all. I don't want some asshole, dickhead, old dude making decisions based on like my life, for my life, based on nothing. Because he didn't even give a fuck. He didn't want to know nothing.
based on not even
Well,
listening.
and that's why I
He didn't want to know nothing about me at all.
That's why I said as a juror of
It was
12,
the worst. Yeah,
It was awful
It
to
was
watch.
one of the times in my life that I felt the least like respected.
Yeah.
ever. Like probably the most disrespected ever.
He was lit as fuck. I felt like he was disrespecting
Mad
you,
disrespectful. Yeah.
and I didn't like any
He
of that.
disrespected both of you.
And the best part about it is there's literally no proof because there's no court reporters because every court is like
I'm so glad I was
they don't
there.
have money. They said so. There's literally no proof that even happened.
He told Daddy that he was talking over me when I wasn't even talking, and it was like, bro,
I was talking over her.
I'm not even talking right now,
Like,
so
what do
you
you
can't.
mean?
Be
He said
talking
you
over
keep
me."
talking over her. She's trying to say something and you keep talking over her.
And then
I
he
said,
said, "What do you want to say?" And she said, "I didn't."
I
I'm-
didn't say anything. I didn't want
Not
to say
trying
anything.
to say anything.
So
that
I
clearly-
literally was like, I don't know
Clearly,
what
this
you're-
dude just didn't like me.
That judge was lit as fuck.
But like, he said doing something fucked up to someone else is only gonna get you to end up with something just as fucked up happening to you, or not at all. Like that's the thing that Daddy always tries to tell me. Don't think that you know what people's reaction should be. Don't have a.
There's no should be.
They'll
They can
do
react
this
in
if I
whatever
do
way.
this.
You spit on somebody, they might beat you to death.
Bro, cut someone off on the
they
freeway,
might not.
they might follow
Or they might
you
not.
fucking home.
Slap somebody as a woman and they might fucking take your head off.
Someone
Like
might follow
nobody
you home.
has to exactly.
Anyone ever
no one
follow you
has
home?
to react
Yeah.
to you the way that you expect them to. So
Nah.
maybe just stay out of people's lanes.
And-
Stay out of people's way, you know?
As far-
What's up?
As
What's
far
going
as
on,
being
man?
like a jury of 12 and a person who has to say to take away other people, I think the substance of life is having the ability to do things, to create, to exist, to put something, to show the world who you are and
Yeah.
what you have. And if you go to jail, you literally take away that person's entire
Like 100%.
ability to do that. They're not impacting the world at all. And so to take away someone's ability to do that, it just feels like there should be much more culpability. And like she would have needed to do like actually.
She needed to buy the gun he shot himself
and
with.
be with. Like there needed
even
to.
then.
I don't know. If, just for me taking away her rights forever.
I bought lots of things for people, and whatever they do with that is not up to me.
I just don't think people understand.
Also,
jailing people is inhumane.
Also, it's very inhumane.
People are not animals, and you can't.
But it also, like, there's no proof that she intended on him killing himself. Maybe she thought
This would snap
that this
him
would
out
snap
of it.
him out of it. Maybe she was telling him, "Well, do it anyway, pussy. If you're gonna do it, do it. Stop talking about it. Do it.
Or I'm
do
gonna
it.
get you
do
help."
it."
It had been months and months and months.
Exactly.
I mean,
So
she's probably
you don't
like,
really
"Yo,
know,
stop
like,
talking
what,
to me about
like,
this."
just reading that stuff, like.
It sounds like she was kind of like, dude, just do it. Like, I don't know. You need to get better, or like you need to kill yourself. Because no, like that's a wake up call though. Like, bro, either kill yourself or get it the fuck together.
I wasn't laughing at that.
Okay, I was like, whoa. Okay, whoa. I don't know about that.
Nah, that's not even like. I don't know why y'all get upset by these like nothingness, like that nothingness. Yeah, exactly. Which is why I didn't say anything at all. Cool.
Lit
This guy
ass
said, "Do you see that though?"
Yeah, you stick it in a girl's
Whoa.
ass unexpectedly. She might like it, or she might not.
Or she might not.
Most of the
Are you speaking from fucking
fucking
from
like it.
right from example, bro? Like,
Ganky.
you should probably have a conversation before sticking it in somebody's butt.
right, like unexpectedly. So
And you said girl's ass, like that's the only ass you could stick it in.
you don't like yourself some dude ass?
Everybody got an
I
ass.
heard it's
bro.
better
Really?
than girl ass. Yeah.
Gunther said.
From who?
From a gay dude. He
Yeah.
said guy ass is definitely better than girl ass.
Niggas, he's a dude. He's a gay dude.
Amen. I was just saying.
Girl, everything is better than guy.
Because you're straight.
I'm just gonna put that out there,
Gunther said, you know, you throw a pebble, they nuke your whole city. Anything's possible.
right? I would go with that theory, Scarlett. But I read the comments where she was basically telling him,
I mean,
step
okay.
by step what to
I've
do.
told people how to step by step rob someone, but like they didn't do it.
I've told people a lot of step by steps
Like
on a lot
what?
of things. That doesn't make me culpable for them actually
No.
going and doing it. There's
Here,
look,
let me
and
do something. Let me
there's
do
a fucking guide for just about everything on the internet. The person who wrote it isn't responsible for you making a fucking bomb and blowing up a city or a school or whatever, right? So if you're
I'm sorry, he's threatening people.
what?
There's a dude outside threatening people.
What do you mean?
He just went at the dude who walked by him. And I was like, whoa, bro. Yeah, he's standing right there doing it to other people too.
Threatening
You doing
people or just being mad retarded?
Well, now he has his hands behind his back, so I don't know what he's doing, but he was like, the dude who fucking walked by him. And now he's doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's like this. And then he's fucking out, chest out.
I think he's talking to himself. What's up with you, man? Yeah, we live here, bro. These are houses.
He's like tweaking.
Stay over there, bro. Stay over there. I'm telling you, stay over there, man. I don't want you to be friends, bro.
You're gonna get beat with your flip flops on.
I have to shut the door. Definitely can talk to you no more.
He's got stuff.
Show us. No, I'm not gonna show you
You don't have to do anything I say.
until he dumps him on YouTube for y'all.
No, this is funny.
I'm gonna be disrespectful to you, bro.
Here, you should film him so
I
we
was
can
just
put it on
gonna say.
YouTube. Where's your phone?
Mine's charging.
Definitely standing in front of my house, though, right?
She gonna record it for you, cause he gonna give.
The fact of the matter is, what I just said is true, right? And you're doing that. So that's bad weird, bro.
Gucci. He ain't got no Gucci flip flops. What you high on today? Cause I'm trying to be on that fucking fireball.
God damn, bro, you took an upper and a downer?
He took an upper and a downer. Yo.
Die, homie.
That's why he threatened people, cause he every fucking day.
No, man, don't do any of that. That's bad for you, bro.
Don't pull your dick out. Did you almost pull his dick out?
Much love. Like you
He said, "You want some of this?" He did that. He said, "You want some of this?"
Alright,
What is that man's doing? Say, what are those?
He said opium, Adderall. My man said everything, bro.
He took everything.
A little bit of that, a little bit of this. And then he kept coming close. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna punch you. Bro, I'm gonna hit you.
He said you want a little this.
I'm gonna hit you in a minute, bro.
Coming out? Oh no.
Dick was out, yeah.
He was about to pull his dick out,
I
right?
saw Shaft and...
Okay, right? Okay, I think I got that on
I
camera.
saw some dick.
Because I was like, wait, is that? No, that.
He started tweaking on
No,
that way.
but people saying I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy in this neighborhood. I'm the bad guy.
Hi, Nikki.
Yeah, I just saw his dick,
And
for
nipples.
sure.
I don't know. You
And
only
this
said hi to
everything.
Striker,
Hey,
so
this
I
nigga
don't know if
flexed
you
on
want
me
us
and
to say hi
shit.
to you.
And then he was like, why you being disrespectful? I'm like, bro,
Who are you?
I'm not being disrespectful. I'm standing in front of, like, you're standing in front of my house. I'm talking to you. That's all.
He said Scarlett looking all sexy librarian.
I know. That was fun. Yeah, he was mad tweaking, bro.
He was super tweaking.
Because I said, you tweaking, bro. He said, no, I'm not tweaking.
Hey, look.
He took offense to this shit. I'm not tweaking. Bro,
You're definitely tweaking.
tweaking.
Yeah, that's where his dick was out.
Yeah, his dick was out.
out. Look, Genki said, "What? Breaking Bad taught people how to make drugs." Look, Breaking Bad.
Look.
I've never seen that show, but I heard there was meth, heroin. What
You
was
be
Breaking
moving
Bad?
fast, bro.
I was like,
Meth, heroin.
Fast
I don't know.
as
Breaking Bad
fuck.
was drugs.
I am
though.
not in your space at all. Like, this right here is in literally only
But it
my
was right
airspace. Yes, it's right here. It
Where
didn't
in
move
the-
at all.
I flipped.
See?
I'm telling
See?
you.
but you see when I flipped it.
Yes, you came into my space. Yes, I
Danny,
did see that.
She said, "Go tell the dude outside to find the tea lady." And those two could fucking hang out together. You remember her drunk ass? She
do.
said, "Nah, I'm just drinking tea."
I'm just drinking
Bitch, this
tea.
ain't an Arizona tea.
That is
a
not an
tall
Arizona
can.
tea, man.
She's like, "It's just a tea."
She was trying to fuck and then wasn't trying to fuck and then
She
was
wasn't trying to come
fuck.
inside.
She wasn't trying to come inside. Yeah, I was like,
She
come
didn't
on,
wanna
come
come
drink with us.
inside.
And she was like, nah. I was like, I just want my like fans to see you because you've been outside my house talking mad loud and we can all hear you. So.
Gunter, we need you.
All right, so
Gunter
look,
protection.
yeah, so that's what that happens on a regular basis where we get like weird ass tweakers in front of the house and shit. You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
whatever he was just like,
But look, I'm
it
the
was
bad
good.
guy,
There
right?
was penis, there was
Right,
threats.
girl?
What, Daddy?
I'm the bad guy, right?
I know, right?
I'm the bad guy.
I mean, he tried to tell you were wrong for opening up your door and
Yeah,
talking.
he's like, close the door.
close the
He
door.
said, so then close your door then.
This is my
So
door.
close
Bro,
your door.
that's not how this works. I said, how about I don't tell you
I wish I
what
got
to
more
do,
of that
you don't tell me
interaction.
what to do, and we just keep it like that.
Those of us who have homes
Right.
don't get told what to do by those of us who don't have homes.
Right. You're not gonna tell me to close my door. though.
That was why.
Panda Gang, Squad Family. Look, we need Gunter for the pebbles. We need Rooks for the. Rooks said he was gonna bounce some dude, shirtless ukulele player earlier. So
You sure that wasn't a shirtless ukulele player?
yeah, no, it wasn't that dude. He was black. Remember, I told you a black dude with the ukulele
Hey, look,
put me off guard.
I was like,
I
that
was
put me on guard right away.
But that was a good interaction, right?
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You
I
were
was
so-
arresting you.
Daddy, you
No,
were
Daddy,
so
you're
cute.
funny.
Hey, no, stay over there. Daddy, you
I'm
can.
trying to be nice. Like,
Daddy.
I'm trying to be cordial and nice.
You said
and
no,
shit.
no,
You're
no,
like,
no. Stay over there. Don't come on. You don't
come
need.
over here, man.
Don't
Don't come over here. Don't come here.
He's like, no, man. No, man. You stay over there.
He kept doing that, and I was like, bro,
Right, he's tripping.
no, stay over there, homie.
No, you stay
Don't
over
come
there.
any closer, bro.
Yay. Okay. Design. Insane got the Muay Thai. Gunter got the
All right, you
pebble.
got a lot of that on film, though, right? That was mad funny.
That was funny as
That was funny as fuck. Yeah.
Medic said he's the team medic. So if any injuries happen,
He got us.
We got
There he
us.
goes. Yeah, he's hanging out with the bike thief.
Oh, the
By
other
my
Across the
car?
street, yeah.
by her car.
Yeah, right by your car.
Oh my god.
Okay, now they're
Breaking Bad was meth.
Yeah, like,
Okay.
they
they're
could be
gonna
doing
get some
Well,
fucking meth, bro.
I don't know what because he said an
He
upper
said
and a downer.
Adderall, bro, and he said Adderall and Percocet. I was like, bro, you're gonna die.
Yeah, that's a heart attack. Wait,
That's a
Yeah,
heart
I take
attack,
that
bro.
shit every day.
He said, nah, I'm good. I said, how often you do that? He said, I do that every day.
Every day.
From where?
And
Adderall
then
and
look,
Percocet are expensive.
Look, he said, I'm gonna come back. Like he said, if you see me again, talk to me, and then I'll show you why I'm medicated every day. And I was like,
What does that mean?
okay, man, like, he probably got like a mental illness or some shit. Maybe.
Not for Adderall and Percocet.
Mental illness is
What?
that shit.
What, depression? What he got? Talking to himself?
Depression, yeah, he
That's
talking
not
to
gonna
himself.
fix that. Adderall is just gonna make you talk to yourself faster. think you having 8 conversations
Look,
at one
and he
time.
was not a homeless dude.
No,
Like,
he was
has a
fully
home somewhere.
dressed.
He was fully dressed, yeah, with shoes
I
on.
mean, he
and
showed
everything.
us a lot, but
We saw his dick, so
and his full chest.
you know, whatever.
I think he was flexing on me. That's what he was doing.
I mean, I got that on video. He went.
Yeah, he
whoosh.
was. I think that's what that was, right? Like, look,
Well, I
I'm,
was like,
I'm buff. Look at me, like,
Look, I can see.
because he
your
did
bones.
one of these, and then he did like a, I don't know, man, genetics, and I was like, I'll crush you in every single part
he
of your
was,
body,
like,
bro.
that big.
In every single part of your body, I will crush you. I will pick you up like the kingpin and just like, just crush you, bro.
Wait, what
Right?
do you
That
mean,
movie was mad
Genki?
cute, huh? You gotta watch it. You were fucking knocked out.
What?
Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse.
Mm-hmm.
It's dope.
Yeah, we'll watch it again so you can watch with us. But we watched that Spider-Man, the animated Spider-Man movie. It was mad good. It
Into
was
the
super good.
Spider-Verse.
It was drawn in like the. Have you guys seen this movie? It was. I know you guys have. It was in a movie theater for like a
Yeah,
long ass time.
forever ago.
Yeah,
What do you
It was
mean?
super cool though.
it was cool. Yeah, I
Daddy
liked it a
liked
lot.
the animation, like a comic book style. It was dope.
I said that I think all Marvel movies moving forward should be like that because they could do a lot more with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like superheroes will be even doper with that, and most of the superhero shit in those movies is all CGI anyway. So what's the point of having a live action? We saw the fucking trailer for the Lion King, and I said the same exact thing. This isn't a live action film. That's not a real. That's not a real fucking lion. That's CGI. You guys didn't get like the actual animals and then put voices on top of them. You made animals on the
That'd be
computer.
kind of cool though. If you tried to get a lion to like do what you wanted it to.
Like, you wouldn't even have to get him to do what you want him to do. You just have to shoot in a way or get scenes or footage in a way that you can narrate. Like, just like it's the same exact thing. They tell stories in all of those wildlife documentaries. They're telling a story. Like, I remember one about a lion named Fang, and he had a fucked up tooth. And he was holding, like, they had a whole story for him, dude. Like, and these are his wives and his children or this. And then he lost his territory and now he's trying to get his territory back. Like, they had come up with this whole narrative and shit. So they could do that and have done that. And,
Yeah,
you
and
know,
that's what you wanted.
that's
for
what
your
I,
live action.
that's what I thought a live action
Nikki, I
Lion
got
King
you.
was going to look
I'll
like, you
fix
know?
it.
Instead, we got Beyonce
Yeah.
as
right?
Nala.
As Nala, right. You see that
Got
picture?
you.
Yeah.
It didn't
Has she
have
posted?
it didn't have James Earl Jones in it, but it had the whole cast.
Oh no, I didn't.
And then
And the first thing I
fixed it,
thought was
sugar.
all these people had to hang out with like Beyonce for at least a few seconds.
They got to hang out with Beyonce.
I mean, they had to. Like, she's in that picture looking mad, like
Well, and,
queen-like, bro.
Childish Gambino. I
Yeah,
can't
Childish
remember his
Gambino's
name.
in there. Yeah, Donald Glover.
There we go, Donald Glover.
He was in there too.
He's dope.
he's
I
mad dope.
would really like to meet him. He seems very talented.
Like I would be mad nervous to be around fucking Beyonce, and they probably none of them were around her before, right? Like, cause it's voice acting, so they
Did
didn't
you
have
see
to
the
be in the same
video
room.
of when Chance the Rapper first met Beyonce?
Uh-uh.
He's doing an interview and she comes up behind him and just puts his
I did it. He's like, hey!
he goes,
hey,
"That's
Beyonce!
He's like freaking out. It's so cute.
Yeah.
And same when Cardi B met Beyonce, she was like, "Oh my god!"
Right? Because like she's a real celebrity.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck 'em. That's the first thing I thought was these people had to be in a room with her taking a picture, like, and probably lots and lots of pictures, maybe for an hour, taking a picture with Beyonce Knowles. Like, holy fuck, this Beyonce looking cool and shit. Like, ooh. I'm gonna be in a picture with Beyonce. She in the background, like,
Mad.
looking all mad, regal
Queen.
and shit. Like, whoa.
I mean, though, like, it's different now because she's like in her like mid to late 30s, so she's like getting that, I think, appropriate level of like adult and like, because people are that way with Whitney Houston,
right?
and I can't even imagine how people are with Diana Ross. Like, ooh, you don't even speak when that lady breathing, so hold your breath when
Right?
Diana.
I hope by the time I'm like,
gonna turn
you
it
know,
too.
40s or whatever, people feel like that about me. But motherfuckers be mad disrespectful. I mean, that nigga talked to me like that in front of my house. In my house. I'm in my house, bro. The fuck are we doing here? No, you leave.
But I mean,
What do you mean
that's-
close my door? This is my front door, bro. I don't have to do anything at all in here. You have to do not stuff out there. And he said, well, this is the public sidewalk. Okay. Well, then, this is my house. I can open up the door and just hang out here then.
I don't think her following started dropping per se. It's just, you know, when you're a fan of someone for a long time. But yeah, she was extra diva-esque. I think the kids like leveled her out a little bit, having.
What are we talking about here?
Beyonce.
She used to be. There was like a lot of issues with her and other like when her celebrity was coming up. She was
doing mad good, bro.
Now, she married Jay-Z.
Forever. For the past decade at least, bro. Like she's been like the biggest star in the world.
But Genki, I know what you're talking about that time period though. Like
Beyonce Knowles cannot go to anywhere and not be known on the earth.
I mean, but that's the same with Mariah Carey as far as her diva status.
Right. That's what I keep saying.
To be
they keep saying, like, I keep hearing this shit of like, well, they was a diva. They was a diva. What is a diva when you're a millionaire and one of the biggest stars in the world? What is considered a diva?
I mean, you're the only person that can probably act that way and like it'd be okay. People still can have a fit about it, but you're Beyonce, like, yeah.
Bro, rich people, like just rich, not famous, but mad rich people act worse than Beyonce ever.
Yeah.
So.
Like Trump's probably way worse. His family.
Trump's been rich, is like a billionaire his whole fucking life mostly. So he's got to be the worst dude ever. Anybody who's been rich their whole life has got to be the worst.
I don't think that it's her following started dropping either. I think that they just got older, so they're adults now and having to do things.
Right.
So they can't be fangirling all the time.
All right, so we're doing Roy Albert DeMeo. DeMeo, yeah, that's how you say it.
He said normal. Nikki said normal people act that way at Starbucks.
I know, right?
Right. So like.
Speaking of Starbucks, someone got real diva-esque and was like, I'm gonna need the police to leave because they're making me super uncomfortable with the amount of fucking body armor and shit they got on in this goddamn Starbucks. And Starbucks was like, yeah, agreed. All 5 of you police officers need to get the fuck out.
Starbucks went for it.
Get out.
The restaurant itself. And then Starbucks execs had to apologize.
Well, what happened? What?
A customer at a Starbucks in
5 police officers.
I don't remember where, but it was 6 police officers got asked to leave from a Starbucks
because they were in full gear,
like gear and shit. Yeah,
they were on duty. And
I don't know why there's 6 fucking police officers in here, man. That would be like I wouldn't want to be in there.
You cannot have your business meeting here. I'm sorry. Get out
of your guns and armor.
Get out.
Roy Albert DeMeo was a New York American mobster who was a member of the Gambino crime family. He headed the DeMeo crew in the Gambino crime family, which became notorious for the large number of murders it committed. The gang committed in excess of 100 murders, with the majority of them being committed by DeMeo himself.
It's like Gambino, right?
Yeah, the Gambino crime family. Yeah.
It made me think of my cousin Vinny.
Yeah? Yeah, the Gambinos, yeah. All right, he was a mobster, and here's his biography. All right, so he was born in 1940 in Bath Beach, Brooklyn, into a working-class Italian immigrant family of Neapolitan origin. There's a place in Italy called Neapolitan region, Naples. So that's what that is. A Gambino family. A Gambino soldier, Anthony Gaggi, noticed DeMeo and told him that he could make even more money with his successful business if he came to work directly for the Gambino family. That's mad lit. Like, hey, you could make a lot more money if you turned your life into crime. If you join a secretive crime family, like what?
You'd be good.
You'd be better off. Maybe not. Probably not.
You think I might get murdered?
I might get murdered, yeah.
Seems like where that ends.
Seems like that might be a possibility as well.
Yeah! Thank you.
Thank you for the bits, my man. Through the late 1960s, DeMeo's organized crime prospects increased on 2 fronts. He continued in the loan sharking business with Gaggi. So in loan sharking, you definitely need muscle because people will refuse to pay you back if you don't break their fucking knees, right? So you definitely have to have knee breakers in your loan shark business. With Gaggi, and began developing a crew of young men involved in car theft. Yeah. So this dude sounds a lot like me circa like middle school.
Yeah.
I was a mad criminal, man. Oh, man. I think that's why I love this shit so much, because it reminds me of me when I was a dumb kid. It was this collective of criminals that would become known both in the underworld and in law enforcement circles as the DeMeo crew. The first member of the crew was Chris Rosenberg, who met DeMeo in 1966 at the age of 16. Rosenberg was dealing marijuana at a Canarsie gas station, and DeMeo helped him increase his business and profits by loaning Rosenberg money so that he could deal in larger amounts. That's mad lit. In 1972, Rosenberg had introduced his friends to DeMeo, and they began working for him as well. The members of the crew, you guys fucking ready for this shit, included Joseph Dracula Guglielmo.
Dracula.
DeMeo's cousin, Dracula. Dracula was working for him. Joseph Testa, Anthony Center, and Joseph's younger brother, Patrick Testa. So those are the OG members of the crew. DeMeo joined the Borough of Brooklyn Credit Union that same year, gaining a position on the board of directors shortly afterward. He utilized his position to launder money earned through his illegal ventures. He also, because like loan sharking, you can't really like put that shit in the bank.
Yeah.
From like nothing. You'd have to have a reason why you have now $100,000, you know?
Yes.
He also introduced colleagues at the credit union to a lucrative side business, laundering the money of drug dealers he had become acquainted with. Yes, because you can't, you also have to launder drug money too. DeMeo also built up his loan sharking business with funds stolen from credit union reserves.
Okay, question.
Go.
What is a loan shark?
A loan shark is somebody who illegally loans money at very, very high interest rates, and then will fuck you up if you don't pay them.
Usually for people.
Why is it illegal to lend people money at whatever rate you decide?
Because they try to,
gambling
they try to protect stupid people. The
Is it,
law
again,
tries to protect stupid people.
Because here's the
it's
thing.
a protection from stupid
So you
people.
know how your sister called you one day and was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you trying to buy this plane ticket?"
Yeah.
And if you were like, "Yeah, I got you, and I
But
want
it's
that
gonna
and
be 45% interest.
no, I want that and 100% of that money back. Like I want $300 and $300 extra. Cause
Yeah.
fuck you, you don't have it. So how, I can do that with my brother.
Freedom, right? But no.
I'll buy you a gi, but you need to pay me
the
back.
law said no freedom.
Okay, so but a loan shark is just like a.
do a lot of money.
Loan shark is a person with a lot of money. But here, I think there's a
Cause I just don't get
But
it.
they're
I just-
basically for illegal activities.
it's usually for illegal activity, which makes it an accomplice to crimes.
Because what I always thought was that like a loan shark was attached to like illegal betting, meaning like you want to bet, and then the betting house is like, well, fine, we'll let you bet with our money,
Well, here you go.
and then you have to like pay.
They're about to say his loan shark customers. His collection of loan shark customers, while still primarily those in the car industry, soon included other businesses such as a dentist's office, an abortion clinic, which probably was illegal at the time, because I don't know if abortion was legal, restaurants, and flea markets. He was also listed as an employee for a Brooklyn company named S&C Sportswear Corporation, and frequently told his neighbors he worked in construction, food retailing, and the used car business.
So he gave money for all type of things, like
Yeah.
cars, like used. So he
Yeah.
wasn't necessarily just doing like betting, because
That's
like
right,
loan shark. Because what I'm thinking is the movie Hardball. Have y'all ever seen that Hardball with Keanu Reeves? And it's like, well, I have a
Really good-
gambling addiction.
Really good movie. Yeah.
Such a good movie, but he like has a gambling addiction, and then the person that he's gambling against is also giving him money to gamble, and then he just gets more in the hole.
Yeah.
But this said construction, cars.
Yeah, no,
like,
this dude was just illegally loaning. Like, just like you're not allowed to have a certain amount of cash, it could be illegal to have a certain amount of cash and have no reason for it. To loan money, you have to be a certain like type of person or a certain type of entity. I think there's like licensing that comes from loans and stuff like that. If it's not a personal loan, which that might be capped at a certain amount of money. Like, look, I don't know why these things. I don't think anything should be illegal.
I understand why giving someone money that they don't have to pay you back is like, especially if it's not for like drugs or something. Like, hey, I'm not fronting you drug money. Like, you just want to buy a house and you don't have the money.
Right. In late 1974, a conflict that had erupted between the DeMeo crew and a young automotive body shop owner who was partners with DeMeo in a stolen car ring named Andre.
That makes sense.
What?
He said, no, banks do it and they're considered banks. Anyone else is considered a loan shark.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. So
Named
you're independent.
Andre Katz had continued to escalate. So he got into an issue with one of the body shop owners who he was doing this like stolen car ring with.
Andre.
In May 1975, DeMeo was informed by a police officer that as a result of this conflict, Katz was cooperating with authorities.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah?
That's a bummer.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah? Andre Katz?
Fucking Andre.
Okay. Well,
I guess he dies soon hereafter.
snitches definitely end up in ditches in these stories.
Snitches get
Any of
stitches.
these stories here, the snitches don't really...
No, they didn't say stitches. They don't get stitches.
Well,
this
usually-
snitch
back in
ended
those
up
days,
in a
they
ditch, bro. Like, yeah, he was not
These
getting
people
stitches.
don't need stitches at all. They
In June, he was lured to a place where he could be confronted. After being abducted, he was stabbed to death and then dismembered.
Yeah.
Yes, that
You were
sounds,
done.
that sounds
You
about
went
right.
against the family.
You went against mobsters while doing the mobster thing with them. So you were like,
A double
yay, I get money. I'm going to do the ring with you. We're going to steal cars and yay. And then you were like, and then I'm going to tell on you though. What? No, you won't. You certainly won't be telling on us.
Double agent
Mm-hmm.
asshole.
Yeah, so they dismembered him. An accomplice who helped bait Katz confessed her role, and Joseph Testa and Henry Borelli were both arrested. They were secured an acquittal at trial in January 1976. So they were arrested for the shit and beat the fucking case. That's mad lit. This was the first known murder committed by the DeMeo crew, and it probably was like the, hey man, we could literally stab and dismember people who irritate us. There's no consequence.
And we'll be fine.
That's definitely what happened, right?
Okay, so if no one talks, we're good.
It's like, look, if we had let him talk, we'd all be in jail.
And we didn't let him talk. So.
But because we didn't let him talk, we could. So let's not let anyone else talk. Cool. That's how we handle our
Yeah, I was like,
fucking
that's how we
conflicts.
handle things now.
That's how we handle things now, yeah.
Like bad precedent,
And for
guys.
years, it was thought, so this was the first known murder committed by the DeMeo crew, and for years it was thought to have been the first occasion where DeMeo or members of his crew had dismembered a body for disposal. In 2003, however, new information was provided to the FBI by Bonanno underboss Salvatore Vitali, who claimed that in 1974 he was ordered to deliver the corpse of a man who had just been murdered to a garage in Queens so that it could be disposed of by DeMeo. In 2011, former Gambino associate. So, like, how do you get to these motherfucking roles where people trust you with that type of information? Hey, man, we killed this dude. We need him to disappear. Can you help us? No, and I'm telling everybody. What? Oh, fuck. We can't tell. Like, how do you feel comfortable telling anyone, hey, man, we killed this dude. We need someone to take care of it?
Oh no, you feel super comfortable.
Because you killed a dude.
Because I'll kill you too.
We'll kill you too,
I don't
yeah.
want to be the person who you feel comfortable telling.
That right
I
there,
don't
bro.
wanna
Don't
know.
tell me.
Please don't ask me that, 'cause
La,
you're gonna kill me if I tell
la.
anybody.
I didn't know anything. I swear, I didn't tell anybody.
Why did I look like the one to tell that you killed somebody? Don't call me. I didn't answer that text for a reason. You know,
I didn't
that's
get
what
that text.
Did it?
I
I didn't see it at all. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
It's
I
not the
promise I
person-
don't know
my
anything.
number.
It's
Right?
not the how do I trust people with my murdering? No, because you can just murder anyone who is untrustworthy.
In
So that's
2011, former Gambino associate Greg Bucciarino, we've heard him's name, alleged that during the late
Greg.
1970s and early 1980s, DeMeo utilized his henchmen. Now remember, this is the Iceman's boss. So this is the dude who was in the car who said, kill him, and he went and fucking did
Yeah, but
it.
like, go kill
in
him.
broad daylight. Shot the dude in the back of the head, and then they drove off.
Yeah.
And then that day he became his favorite henchman. On behalf of Robert D.B. DiBernardo and the Gambino crime family's pornography establishments in New York, New Jersey, and Philadelphia. Here, Kuklinski would traffic illegal pornography, collect debts, and carry out contract killings.
Pornography was illegal?
Yes.
Or-
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
For a while, yeah. For a long, long time.
Whoa.
Being a black person was illegal.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, marrying a black person was illegal. Like, there was a lot of dumb shit that was fucking illegal. We were the home of the free, land of the brave. And we had so many fucking restrictions on our movement as people, as citizens. Yeah.
Like having sex outside of marriage, too.
That's been illegal for a long time, too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gemini method. As the 1970s continued, DeMeo cultivated his followers into a crew experienced with the process of murdering and dismembering victims. They did murders for other people as some kind of a contract hit, with prices low for that type of work. Whoa. So they gave like discounts for their murdering.
Great deals. Look,
Great deals,
semi-annual sale. Wrap the whole family.
All your
Just get
murders
us.
half off.
You said it.
Some murders were done as a personal favor.
Hey. Coupon.
Hey, you got a dude?
It's your birthday. One free hit.
Literally. One hit.
One free hit.
Whoa. A personal favor? Just
Man,
like, hey,
crazy, you guys.
I really could use it if he was gone forever.
A government witness later reported that if the DeMeo crew didn't kill someone a week, they were depressed. In quotes, depressed. They were mad depressed.
That's 52 kills
If they
a
didn't
year.
kill at least one person per day,
Oh my
per
God.
week. Like, whoa. That's like us in sex, right? Like if we haven't fucked in a couple of days, like we feel depressed. Like, oh no. Help. With the exception of killings intended to send a message to any who would hinder their criminal activities or murders that presented no other alternative, a set method of execution was established by DeMeo and crew to ensure that victims would be dispatched quickly and then made to disappear. The style of execution was dubbed the Gemini method. Whoa. Ugh. Look, watching these movies and all of these shows and stuff where like organized crime like did hits and stuff like that, it's a lot less real than reading these words of Gemini method. They came up with a fucking way of murdering and disappearing bodies.
Yeah.
And then called it
They're
a
like, what are we
fucking
gonna call
name.
this?
Yeah, called it a name.
All right, you go do the Gemini method.
They fucking named it, bro.
Done.
Ugh.
Ew.
After the Gemini Lounge, the primary hangout of the DeMeo crew. And they didn't even give a fuck about getting caught because that was their hangout. So they called the shit the place they hung out at.
They probably owned it.
Yeah. As well as the site where most of the crew's victims were killed. So they killed them at the Gemini
definitely
crew.
owned that
Yeah, they
place.
owned that place. The process of the Gemini method, as revealed by multiple crew members and associates who became government witnesses in the early 1980s, was... Now, and look, before I move on, this is why I say be careful, like, pissing people off with money. Because they can hire people like this. Yeah, and they may not be able to do shit to you at all. But Kuklinski will show up at your fucking house and brain you, bro. For like 50 grand. Which might be nothing to a fucking millionaire, right?
And like you think that shit is like, oh, that's just movies.
That's just
not
movies,
happening.
yeah.
No, this lady down in Florida tried to hire a killer hitman to kill her husband, and it turned out to be an undercover
remember that,
police.
bro.
Remember?
This is an undercover like FBI agent or some dumb
2013
shit.
or something. Dumb bitch tried to
Wasn't
get
it
her.
off Craigslist or something?
Yeah.
She tried to get her
Yeah, she
husband
found him on
murked.
Craigslist. Yeah.
So that shit's happening. Like people are still out here.
The victim would be lured through the side door of the lounge and into the apartment in the back portion of the building. At this point, a crew member, almost always DeMeo, according to crew member turned government witness Frederick Denone, would approach with a silenced pistol in one hand and a towel in the other, shooting the victim in the head, then wrapping the towel around the victim's head wound like a turban to staunch the blood flow. So you would shoot them in your fucking establishment?
What was silence pistol?
But shoot them though. That's mad, like, not garrote them, choke them out, nothing. Just shoot them. Like a fucking savage. You just fucking shoot them in your house, bro? You shoot off a gun. Have you ever shot a fucking, like a pistol in somewhere, like a room? Because I have, and it's mad loud.
Have I ever shot a pistol in a room? A garage? Yes, I have. I was
That's
thinking
mad
like,
loud,
wait,
right?
hold on, have I ever? Yeah, I have. It's
It's
super
mad loud. It'll
It wasn't
disorient
silent,
you.
so I
It'll
don't know.
disorient you. A silencer, like a suppressor, doesn't silence the shot, bro. It's still mad loud.
It makes everything white for a second.
What?
Like your ear,
Yeah, that's
like
what I'm
when
saying.
you shoot
It's
a gun
disorienting.
in a room.
It will
rings.
fuck
It was
your
like-
shit off.
No, yeah, I have shot.
And
a
then
firearm in a room.
blood flow. Like you're gonna get blood everywhere, literally everywhere. It's gonna go everywhere, and you can't control that. That's
Yeah,
mad lit.
chunks of brain.
Yeah, like that doesn't seem like a good method of killing.
It seems really
If you're doing that a
messy.
lot,
It's messy.
it seems
Yeah, you
mad
said it's
messy.
very loud. It's just
Like, what?
right.
disorienting.
Garrote takes a couple minutes, man. Like you're saying garrote takes too long, though. Nah, you can't neck snap anybody, bro. That's not a real thing.
That's
Yeah.
literally what we were talking about the other
I
day.
was
That's
like, we just
definitely
talked
movies.
about that. That's not a thing.
Yeah, no, that's not.
Someone
a
would
thing.
be like, "Bah, get the fuck
What
off
you
of
just do
me!"
to my neck?
You just fucking tweaked my neck, bro.
Damn.
But goddamn, I have a headache now, you asshole.
Yeah.
And you're like, bro, I saw Van Damme do that shit in the 80s and he killed people.
You're like, why aren't you dead?
He just went like,
And gang, like this was like the 80s, so like were silenced weapons like baller as fuck in the 80s? Like I don't know. Also, like, I mean, if you just want to like get it done with, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not really trying. Because here's the thing, right? When it comes to these people that we've been talking about with the serial killers and murder, same thing that you said about the girl who like the boy ended up dying because of what she said. What were they intending to do? Like some people is like they want to do weird shit with the body afterwards. So like getting to like that dude Ted Bundy was like going and doing weird shit with the bodies like afterwards. And like if you don't have like nah, I want to murder someone. Like I want to fight them to murder. Like killing someone would seem really hard to like take the life out of someone. So if you're not really into that, like I don't know who's into like choking. Like I don't know how like people. A
lot of fucking people, bro.
Like, right. So I'm assuming murderers, like people who murder people, are into that. Like
I would imagine,
killing, like taking the life from someone. But if you're not really trying to take the life
Richard
from someone,
Kuklinski, we read about him last Monday, and he seemed really into murder.
Yeah,
you know what
And
I
he
mean?
was a part of his
like,
crew, bro.
No, he videotaped.
He seemed really into
to
it.
see
He videotaped
like
yeah.
how bodies decompose. But what I'm saying is like if you don't really want to like see the life leave someone's eyes or something, get it. Like they just it seemed like they were into the dismembering and getting rid of the bodies and doing like
immediately after. Another member of the crew, originally Chris Rosenberg, up until his 1979 murder, according to government witness testimony, would stab the victim in the heart to prevent more blood from pumping out of the gunshot wound. By then, the victim would be definitely dead, at which point the body would be stripped of clothing and dragged into the bathroom where the remaining blood drained out or congealed within the body. This was to eliminate the messiness of the next step, when crew members would place the body onto plastic sheets laid out in the main room and proceed to dismember it, cutting off the arms, legs, and head.
Right, and so as a person, when you look at this situation, looking outward, and the statements of depressed, and the statements of this being a group effort, it seems like the murdering wasn't the bonding experience. It's more the thing they did all together bonded them as a group. Because what you said,
making money was the thing that bonded them together. Yeah, they didn't want to do this. This was dealing with issues.
Yeah.
Like, you know how we have issues with people? It'd be like if we just like murdered them instead of like went to court.
Yeah. But the statement of depressed.
And then we have to deal with all of that, right?
Yeah,
but that's not our point. We don't want to fucking be doing this part of the shit. This isn't our job, and we really don't. Like, I think they were contract killers, so they were getting paid for this, but like most of those crews wouldn't get paid for murdering their like enemies. They don't get paid for
They just
murdering.
had to do
They just
it.
had to do it, right?
I don't know, that statement of they were depressed is really weird and sticking out to me.
Yeah, go for it.
That they got depressed after a week of not killing someone.
Yeah.
It seems...
The body parts would then be put into bags, placed in cardboard boxes, and sent to the Fountain Avenue dump in Brooklyn, where so many tons of garbage was dropped each day that it would be nearly impossible for the bodies to be discovered. During the initial stages of an early 1980s federal state task force targeting the DeMeo crew, a plan by authorities to excavate sections of the dump to locate remains of victims was aborted. Yeah, what? You'll never find those people, bro. They're gone forever.
Like, give it 6 months and it's all everything
done,
is
bro. Wrapped up, bro.
So you're
when it was
taking
deemed,
years.
A plan by authorities to excavate sections of the dump to locate remains of victims was aborted when it was deemed too costly and unlikely to locate any meaningful evidence. Yeah, they were going to spend lots of money and
time,
come up with nothing.
Nothing.
The landfill opposite the Starrett City apartment complex on Pennsylvania Avenue in the heavily African-American East New York section of Brooklyn across the Belt Parkway was shut down in 1985 and capped over since. All signs and odors that a landfill had existed gone, replaced by a parkland. Yeah, so that there's still bodies in that fucking landfill.
I was gonna say, on a side note though, if they had excavated, y'all might find way more shit than you was. Might be mad murders
Also,
out there.
Right. Also,
Not
how do you prove that anyone had anything to do with that's in part of that?
It's
crew?
just the DeMeo murders. Not
Right.
everyone was throwing their bodies in that
Everyone was
dump.
throwing their bodies in that dump.
In
right?
the 80s, New
Some
York.
victims will be killed in other ways for varying reasons. At times, suspected we know Kuklinski killed a dude, put him in a barrel, and left him on a side street. On a fucking street. On a street corner. We read that last week. At times, suspected informants are those who committed an act of disrespect against a member of the crew, or the superiors had their bodies left in the streets of New York to serve as a message and warning. There were also occasions where it would not be possible to lure the... Yeah, like...
That's what you said
If
that
somebody
one time,
disrespected you, you beat them to death and leave them in the fucking streets. Yeah, for sure.
Didn't we read that last week with that one dude? He left him in a trash can on the corner of his street. Just
A
left
barrel,
him.
bro.
Yeah.
Not even a trash can, a barrel.
Something just left him there. All casual.
And then watched it for weeks, he said. And then he said one day it just disappeared.
I was like...
You come back and your body barrel is gone. You're like, oh shit, it's gone.
It's just gone.
Huh, they must have found it.
Oh, they must have got him.
There are also occasions where it would not be possible to lure the intended victim into the Gemini Lounge, in which case other locations would have to be used. A yacht owned by one of DeMeo's men, was used on at least one occasion to dispose of bodies. Further criminal career. Now this is mad killy, like murdery, bro. In the latter half of 1975, DeMeo became a silent partner in a peep show prostitution establishment. In New Jersey, after the owner of the business became unable to pay his loan sharking debts. So now I'm the owner. DeMeo also began dealing in illegal pornography, which he sold to his New Jersey establishment, as well as connections he had in Rhode Island. When Gaggy found out about DeMeo's involvement in such taboo films, he ordered DeMeo to stop under the threat of death. What?
Yeah, those people are super...
Mad fucking religious, yeah.
Yeah.
However, DeMeo defied
It's
Gaggy
weird.
and continued the practice. Yeah, we kill people, but we don't, watch sex.
It's just weird as fuck. I'm sorry.
We'll dismember bodies and cut arms and heads
But you can't
off.
cheat on your wife,
You can't
though.
cheat on your wife, and you can't,
You can't look at other ladies.
You can't look at other
You can
ladies.
appreciate
I always thought
naked
that was
bodies.
weird about the mob, right?
Mad stupid, bro. Gaggy did not retaliate. However, DeMeo defied Gaggy and continued to practice. Gaggy did not retaliate. Under threat of death, bro. What do you mean? You threaten me with death and I don't take care of you at all? I just keep doing what I'm doing? Mm-hmm. No, we're now enemies and I have to kill you now, right? No?
I mean, that should have been the assumption. No, I'm gonna do it still.
Because
and I
you're
have
going to kill
you.
me. Right, now I got to kill you.
Because you said if I do it, then you're gonna kill me.
Gaggy did not retaliate, and according to his nephew, Dominic Monteglio, the subject was never mentioned again as long as DeMeo continued making payments to Gaggy. So money was more important than his respect.
Yeah, bitch, shut up.
Yeah, that's what he said. Here, ball out, bitch.
Shut up.
Bro, I would have had him killed. For
mean,
sure.
yeah, if you
Gaggy,
told him
bro,
to
if I
do
was
something-
Gaggy, I told him to do something, he didn't do it.
He didn't do it.
And
yeah.
he defied me on purpose.
And he was like-
and everyone knows about this, right?
He was kind of higher up, like
Yeah.
another boss-ish. You would have to get him gone.
Bro, we gotta talk.
But I can do whatever I want as long as I pay you.
Taking
That's
a
not a
ride, bro.
good.
That's
that's
definitely
not
not
a
true,
good-
homeboy. DeMeo also dealt in narcotics despite the Gambino family strictly forbidding such activity. Yeah. As 1975 drew to a close, DeMeo was the subject of IRS investigations into his income. Months later, the Borough of Brooklyn Credit Union had been pushed into insolvency as a result of DeMeo and his colleagues' plundering of its finances. Whoa. As a result, DeMeo quit the credit union. Before an indictment could be handed down against him, he utilized false affidavits from businesses owned by friends and acquaintances claiming he was on their payroll as an employee. These affidavits served to account for some of his income, allowing him to reach a settlement with the IRS. Yeah, the IRS was the ones that got all these motherfuckers.
Yes.
Yeah. DeMeo's sources of income as well as his crew continued to grow. By July 1976, DeMeo added an automobile firm by the name of Team Auto Wholesalers to his loan shark customers. The owner of Team Auto, Matthew Riga. Now, here's the best part about all of these fucked up stories, because we're going to do some Nazi stuff too, eventually. And the thing about all of these stories is some of these people were mad rich, and their riches didn't go away. Their companies didn't go away. They still exist.
No, yeah. They
A lot
just
of
got
these,
taxed.
they just got taxed and moved into the future though. A lot of these companies still exist that these crazy killer psychos created and profited off of, and then their families still profit off of them too. Yeah, there are Nazi started and funded companies that are still going strong today. Slavery funded companies that are still going today. Like, all of these horrible things that have happened have only served to create millionaires and billionaires. Yeah, it's very sad. The owner of Team Auto, Matthew Rega, had purchased stolen vehicles from the crew and sold them off at a New Jersey car lot that he had owned. He also involved himself with hijacking delivery trucks from John F. Kennedy International Airport. His crew now included Danny Grillo, a hijacker who had just been released from prison. In the fall of 1976, the Gambino family went through a massive change when its boss, Carlo Gambino, died of natural causes. Paul Castellano was named the boss, with Agnello Della Croce retaining the position of underboss. The implications of this were twofold for DeMeo. Gaggy was elevated to the position of capo regime, which is a captain now, taking over the crew of men Castellano previously headed. This promotion was beneficial for DeMeo, whose mentor was now even closer to the family leadership. Another advantage was that with Gambino deceased, new associates would be eligible for membership into the family.
Yeah.
Castellano did not immediately open the books for new members, opting instead to promote existing members and shuffle around the crew's leaders. He also allegedly opposed the idea of DeMeo being made. Castellano involved himself in white-collar crime and looked down on street-level members such as DeMeo.
Okay. Because they're different.
Yeah, both of y'all are fucking horrible, terrible, gross,
like
disgusting.
White-collar crime? Like, what does that mean?
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, white-collar.
Like, what level of...
Fuck out of here, man. These are those people that
you do things with like style or I don't understand.
Like what white collar crimes was Gambino doing?
At least I did it with class though, right?
What the fuck?
I robbed people with class. What?
Bitch, you robbed
Additionally,
people.
Castellano felt DeMeo was uncontrollable. He is.
Yeah, he is. That's the issue.
Gonna do whatever.
Gaggy's attempts at persuading Castellano to make DeMeo were continually rejected. By 1977, DeMeo became distraught by this situation and searched for opportunities that would ensure larger returns for his superiors. The Westies Alliance and Rosenberg. DeMeo secured his induction into the Gambino family by forming an alliance with an Irish-American gang known as the Westies. Yeah. The leader of the Westies, Mickey Spillane.
I was going to say, I know Mickey Spillane.
Mickey Spillane, yeah.
Mickey Spillane.
He was in, there's a movie made on him.
The last, who was called The Last of the Gentlemen Gangsters. Who controlled Hell's Kitchen in New York, was a marked contrast to the violent Westies mob members who succeeded him in Hell's Kitchen. It's mad lit. The leader of the Westies, Mickey Spillane, was causing delays for the construction of the Jacob K. Javits Convention Center, much to the frustration of Gambino boss Paul Castellano, who had a part in the project. Bet that fucking building still exists, or that convention center still exists. Bet. Is a large convention center. Is a large. So Castellano, a fucking mob boss, had a hand in building this project and it still exists. That's what I'm saying. So we're not that, we don't dislike crime that much. Who had a part in the project. After the unsolved murder of Spillane in May 1977, James Coonan.
Hey!
Yeah! Deadpool! Thank you for the 3 months, man. Appreciate it, bro.
No, they don't like crime. They just want the money from it.
Hey,
yeah.
I did hear at one point, though, that people were saying within the Italian community in New York that the mob did help them assimilate a lot and get standing here, like convention centers.
That was the
fronts.
point of the mob. Yeah,
they helped the Italian community.
They were to push the Italian community,
their foothold in
that's
American.
why the Irish created really the first mobs in New York.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
but it was they said no, they helped a lot of people get their stores, get their.
Look, I just told you guys that the other day. Nobody joins gangs for crime. We join gangs for protection.
And for the community.
I lived in a community where my community was trying to kill me at all times. And if I was a lone gunman,
that's
they don't live very long,
That's why I was asking about this loan shark thing, because it seems very if a community leader wants to give out money to people who don't have money to start businesses, buy cars, get houses, and then you tell him, no, you can't loan money at whatever rate you want to help your community, that also seems like harming poor people to not get ahead to be more influential. That seems like maybe this loan shark title is a little predatory.
Yeah, it is.
He maybe was.
Look, loan shark is now replaced by payday loans. They're the same shit. Because they used to do shit like that too. Here, yeah, I'll give you an advance on your payday, on your paycheck. Make sure you pay me back though, motherfucker. And it would be like high interest rate, like mad higher. And they would own them for like a while. Right. Shortly afterwards, Coonan and his second in command, Mikey Featherstone. So there were two Mikeys. They were both called Mikey. Oh no, James Coonan assumed control of the game. Okay. In which Featherstone were called to a meeting with Castellano in which they agreed to become a de facto arm of the Gambino family and share 10% of all profits. In exchange, the Westies would be privy to several lucrative union deals and take on murder contracts for the family. Maybe we should start getting deals with other fucking performance crews and shit. You be an arm of the Panda family, and then we take 10% of your fucking earnings, and then we'll put you
like he said,
we'll take on your murder contracts.
Okay.
2,689% APR on that.
Right? I own your son now, okay?
I'm going to need your first part.
Okay. All right. Right? It was his pivotal role in the Westy Gambino alliance that reportedly convinced Castellano to give DeMeo his button or formally induct him into the family.
Button.
Now, remember, the mob is a very secretive organization. It's like Fight Club times 1,000. Mm-hmm. You don't talk about Fight Club at all. So these people were not they weren't even allowed to induct people directly. They had a whole system for telling people that you were a member of the mob could get you killed.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So you weren't even other mobsters.
Yes.
You weren't allowed to tell other mobsters I'm a
yeah, because they might be a snitch.
Yeah,
and now you've just told them. All of these people seem government informant.
Right, they all seem
I'm not even telling
snitchy
you.
As a motherfucker. He was ordered to get permission before committing any murders and to avoid drug dealing. Get permission, Daddy. Can I go?
Gotta ask.
Daddy, can I go?
You got asked to murder people, okay? You just been out here just
out here murder. Don't murder anybody without asking me, DeMeo.
The streets are
Roy.
I'm missing a few people.
Hey, don't murder anyone without asking permission.
Like community.
He's like, I can't get like a non-permission allowance.
Like a 5 to 8 p.m.
Can I get can I have up to 3 murders without asking for permission?
Yeah.
Because maybe I can't ask. Maybe I can't ask for permission.
I got an out of state
to kill more than 3.
We got
this. Go out of state.
He already tied up in the basement. What you mean we can't murder him? We gotta murder him now.
Okay, we're fucked now because he's here. Damn.
Okay, I'm sorry. DeMeo's crew, however,
no. What's the one that you're like, hey, bro? I forgot to ask, but it was okay. I murdered him, right?
Right.
No. We needed him. And then you're like, bro.
Oh fuck.
This asking business is just.
It's really.
I don't hate.
It's getting on my fucking nerves, man. It's really cramping my style, bro.
I fucking murdered him, and he's gone. I silenced with the turban, and now
I did it all, bro. DeMeo's crew, however, continued to sell large amounts. He said avoid drug dealing. He, however, continued to sell large amounts of cocaine, marijuana, and a variety of narcotic pills.
Hey, what the dude was on outside.
I was just gonna say what my man's
the uppers and downers.
DeMeo also continued to commit unsanctioned killings, such as the 1977 double homicide of Jonathan Quinn, a car thief suspected of cooperating with law enforcement, and Cherie Golden, Quinn's 19-year-old girlfriend. So now we know why DeMeo was ordered killed, because he was just doing whatever the fuck he wanted inside of the mob, which is a bad idea. He was told by his bosses, do these things, and he didn't do those things ever. Gaggy let him get away with it, and now fucking whoever his new boss is, I think Castellano is his direct boss now, right? Yeah. And put him in charge of the handling all family business with the Westies. So that would have been Castellano. So he, as a made man now, he only answers to Castellano. So his boss, the boss of the fucking crime family, the whole boss told him don't do things, and he did it anyway. Mm-hmm. For money, paper, money. No concern of anything else. Whoa.
Yes, because he was taught that he could just do it and that everyone would accept money And one day he ran into someone who didn't accept money.
It's gonna be Castellano.
And that's what Genki said. No,
Yeah.
Gaggy made money moves with higher up people, and they got that dude murked.
Yeah,
Roy had to go.
This dude got murked by Kuklinski.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Gaggy set up some money moves. And
Kuklinski murdered him. The Iceman came for him, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, you don't get to just do what you want in the mob.
No.
Like, you're not the mob.
DeMeo's crew dumped the bodies in locations where they would be discovered to serve as a warning against the cooperation with authorities. In 1978, Frederick Denome, previously DeMeo's chauffeur, joined the crew. DeMeo and his crew murdered Griot, who had fallen into heavy debt with DeMeo and was believed to be becoming susceptible to police coercion. Griot, who was dismembered and disposed of like many of the crew's murder victims, was the first known occurrence of internal crew discipline. Yeah, so their discipline is, if we think you're talking to the cops, we kill you, dismember you, and disappear you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's discipline in their crew. The next member to be killed was Rosenberg. What? Rosenberg was killed? Who had set up a drug deal with a Cuban man living in Florida and then murdered him and his associates when they traveled to New York to complete the sale. So the Cuban had connections with a Cuban drug cartel, raising the possibility of violence between the Gambino family and the Cubans unless Rosenberg was dealt with. Fuck. So that wasn't even like a killing that they wanted. They had to. Otherwise, they were going to go to war with the fucking Cubans. Yeah. With a Cuban cartel.
Like, no, he has to die.
Yeah, they're into drugs, and they have lots of guns and stuff. We don't have that. Yeah. We're not supposed to be into drugs.
I would not want to go.
We're the civilized guys. And
I don't want to mess with the Cubans.
The Cuban drug cartel was not a civilized gentleman. They were
They're
not gangsters like these fucking. They're like the Mexican mafia and the Mexican drug cartels. They're not civilized. They don't do civilized killings at all. They cut off heads and stick them on
I was gonna say,
pipes.
what year is this? Don't they not like us anyway? Because we like put a fucking ban on all their shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. DeMeo was ordered to kill Rosenberg, but stalled for weeks. Yeah. During this period, DeMeo committed his most public murder. The victim was a college student with no criminal ties named Dominic Rigucci, who was paying for his tuition as a door-to-door salesman. DeMeo saw Rigucci parked outside his house and assumed he was a Cuban assassin.
Oh, shit.
DeMeo and crew member Joseph Guglielmo pursued Rigucci in a car chase, after which the student was shot to death by DeMeo. Yeah, don't hang out in front of people's houses.
Yeah, that sucks.
Because they might think you're a Cuban assassin.
Just don't hang out in front of people's houses.
Don't hang out in front of people's houses.
Period.
After returning home and gathering his family, DeMeo drove them out of New York and left them at a hotel for a short time. According to DeMeo's son Albert, he started crying when he discovered he had murdered an innocent boy. Okay. Yeah. So DeMeo wasn't such a
heartless
monster, right? Gaggy was infuriated by the murder of Rigucci. I would be mad as fuck too. You killed a dude because you thought he was an assassin?
You killed a random dude?
You killed a random dude.
Holy fuck! Are you kidding me?
I literally told you no killing unless I say so, and you did all the killing with no say so.
You gonna make me clean this up now?
No, I have to slap you 100 times now, bro, at least. And ordered DeMeo to kill Rosenberg before there were any other innocent victims.
Yeah.
On May 11, 1979, Rosenberg reported to the Gemini Clubhouse for the crew's usual Friday night meeting. What a fucked up thing, man.
Our usual Friday night meetings.
How? Look, bro, if I'm a boss, and this is like Rosenberg was his dude. That was his first crew member, bro.
Rip.
And then I'm a boss, right? Fredo. But I'm not the only boss. I have a boss, and my boss tells me to kill my favorite henchman.
They pulled the Fredo.
Bro, you got to do it.
You
yeah, he had to kill Fredo. He had to kill Fredo.
You have to kill him.
Got to kill Fredo.
Fucking Fredo, are you kidding me? You went against me.
But look, Rosenberg definitely shouldn't have killed anyone without permission either,
he's
right?
A stupid head. You have to die for being that stupid.
Shortly after his arrival, DeMeo quickly fired a single bullet into the unsuspecting Rosenberg's head. The usually ice-cold DeMeo hesitated when the still-living Rosenberg managed to rise off the floor to one knee, but Anthony Center then moved in and finished him off with 4 shots to the head. Bro, why didn't you kill him a couple shots, bro?
Yeah, double tap.
A mercy, bro, at least. Fuck. You let him, you shot him in the head and he didn't die.
Right?
That's pretty fucked up.
You kind of missed?
Yeah, you kind of missed. Unlike Griot, Rosenberg's body was not dismembered or made to disappear. Yes, like they had to show the Cubans, right? The Cubans had demanded that his murder make the papers. Whoa. It had to be in the papers to be proved that he had died. Yeah, that's mad crazy. DeMeo's men placed Rosenberg's body in his car and left it on the side of Cross Bay Boulevard near Gateway National Wildlife Refuge to be found. Albert DeMeo later recounted that Rosenberg's murder affected his father deeply, and that when DeMeo came home after the killing, he went into his study room and didn't come out for 2 days. Yeah, that was his friend.
That was his best friend. Probably.
Yeah.
Know him for a long ass time.
They killed lots of people together, probably. Empire Boulevard operation. As 1979 continued, DeMeo began to expand his business activities, in particular his auto theft operation, which would soon become the largest in New York City's history. Dubbed the Empire Boulevard operation by FBI agents, the operation consisted of hundreds of stolen cars being shipped from ports in New Jersey to Kuwait and Puerto Rico. So that's how all those fucking Lamborghinis and Ferraris got to Kuwait that I saw when I was there. Because it seemed like everybody had a fucking Lamborghini. What the fuck? What did they give these away when you get here? DeMeo put together a group of 5 active partners in the operation, all of whom earned approximately $30,000 a week each in profits.
Damn.
Aside from the active partners, other associates and crew members performed the actual stealing of the automobiles off the streets of New York. Among these associates was Vito Arena, a longtime car thief and armed robber who began working for DeMeo in 1978 after murdering his own partner.
So that means
his old partner. Like Denome, Arena would become closely involved with the DeMeo crew by the end of the 1970s. In 1979, the scheme was nearly stopped by a legitimate car dealer who threatened to inform the police. He was murdered along with an uninvolved acquaintance before he could provide law enforcement authorities with information. Why the fuck would you tell them you're going to tell them? I'm telling. Okay. Bet you aren't.
You're dead.
All right then. Eppolito murders. In late 1979, DeMeo and Nino Gaggi became involved in a conflict with James Eppolito and James Eppolito Jr., 2 Maid Gambino members in Gaggi's crew. DeMeo and Gaggi became involved in a conflict with James Eppolito Sr. and Jr., and they were Maid Gambino members in his crew. How the fuck do you become how do you get in a conflict with Maid members of your crew, bro?
I don't know.
They were the paternal uncle and cousin, respectively, of a corrupt former NYPD detective. Why the fuck would you let members of a fucking law enforcement family into your organization?
They don't even let people be.
Your cousin's a detective? Bro?
That.
No thanks. You can't be a member of our crime organization. Whose father, Ralph, brother of James Sr., was also a Maid member of the Gambino family. James Eppolito met with Paul Castellano and accused DeMeo and Gaggi of drug dealing, which carried the death penalty, which they were. DeMeo was definitely drug dealing. Gaggi told him to stop, but he didn't. Castellano, to whom Gaggi was a close ally, sided against Eppolito in the situation and gave Gaggi permission to do what he pleased. Whoa. You came for the king and he fucking murdered you, bro. Like, you lost. Whoa. He and DeMeo shot the 2 to death in Eppolito Jr.'s car en route to the Gemini Lounge on October 1st, 1979. Why were they in their car? Like, how did they shoot them? Please tell me the story of how this happened, bro. A witness driving by right as the shots were fired within the parked car managed to alert a nearby police officer who arrested Gaggi after a shootout between the 2 that left Gaggi with a bullet wound in his neck. Whoa.
You arrested a guy with a bullet in his neck?
Yeah. Since DeMeo had split up with Gaggi, as they left the scene, he was not arrested or identified by the witness. Gaggi would be charged with murder and the attempted murder of a police officer, but through jury tampering was convicted only of assault and given a 5 to 15-year sentence in federal prison. DeMeo would murder the witness shortly after Gaggi's sentencing in March 1980. So the witness, dead. Yeah. This is where snitches get ditches get put in ditches came from. The mob definitely made a quick order of that.
So what they're saying is a brother and a dad.
A dad and a son got into an argument with DeMeo and Gaggy,
as
the boss,
members of doing bad stuff. So they were doing bad stuff.
Everybody doing bad shit, yeah.
Right, and so then
they're members of Gaggy's crew,
yes,
who is the boss of the DeMeo crew, and so
they just happen to be family members of a police officer, and they told him, "Hey, we're gonna tell our family member that you're selling drugs." They didn't
say, because the NYPD member was corrupted anyway, so they can't tell him. He can't tell anybody anyway.
So why they murdered? Because I heard life sentence, which holds a life sentence for
drug dealing.
Drug dealing.
So who they tried to tell on them
to actual police,
to the Castellano, to the boss,
the mob family.
Yeah, the family boss.
Yeah, the boss.
So there's a family, right? So there's a crime family, and then there's little crews inside of that crime family. Castellano's at the top of that heap. So he was one of the 5 families of New York heads.
And Castellano...
Like, there's only 5 crime families, and he was one of the heads. And then there's multiple little crews and silos and under bosses and all that good shit under him. Gaggy worked for Castellano.
And Castellano...
The 2 dudes who told on him also worked for Gaggy.
Yes.
So then Castellano sided with Gaggy, said, I believe you, and you can do whatever you want with those 2 assholes. And so what they wanted to do was shoot them to death.
Yeah.
And they shot them in a parking lot, I guess. I think in a parking lot or in a parked car. To death. In front of someone who then called the police.
Okay.
And then Gaggy got into a fucking shootout with the police.
I was just like confused
These dudes were mad savages, bro.
Like so the mob hands out a death penalty for selling drugs.
Yes, selling drugs is a death penalty. Yeah.
Not just me, or that's not weird.
Mad weird, but they didn't want to deal with drugs because drugs was the crackdown in that time.
Yes.
In the 70s and 80s, there was a war on drugs by Ronald Reagan.
Yeah. Okay.
And that caused a lot of scrutiny. If you were dealing in drugs, people were looking at you a lot.
Okay.
If you weren't dealing in drugs, they didn't have all the a lot of task force got set up. And those task force had lots of money, equipment, resources that they could shoot at you. And man, if they found out you was doing drugs and murdering, great. The more the better.
Right.
But if you was just doing murdering and racketeering and loan sharking, and it kind of stayed away from it. That was the IRS. That's why the IRS was coming into that shit. Because there was no real, for whatever reason, there was no real task force that could take down the mob.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm tracking now. I just was a little confused. Why the fuck would the mob give death penalty? But you're gonna expose us and bring a lot more heat down on all of us.
Maybe Murder Monday will turn into Mob Mondays. Huh?
Yeah,
I love
mobster
stuff.
Okay, now I got it. I didn't know
Netflix
the mob
has so many good documentaries.
The mob doesn't like porn and drugs.
Porn and drugs.
They seem like Mormons.
The Empire Boulevard operation had continued to expand through 1979 and 1980 until the warehouse serving as its headquarters was raided by agents from the Newark branch of the FBI in the summer of 1980. Selling drugs was a no-no under Nixon's inactive years, even though he directly pumped crack into black communities. Exactly. So it was a no-no because it would bring a lot of attention, a lot more attention than even murder for whatever reason. Because black people were doing drug stuff. So they were America was really trying to fuck.
Yeah, that's super true. He pumped crack into the black community.
It's super duper true. Right? The FBI had been surveilling the warehouse and some of the men unloading vehicles there, and had shortly thereafter obtained a search warrant. Henry Borelli and Frederick Denome were arrested in May 1981 for their roles in the operation, but there was not enough evidence to arrest any of the other active partners. DeMeo ordered Borelli and Denome to plead guilty to the charges in hopes that it would stop any further investigations into his activities by the FBI or other law enforcement agencies. So see, in a crew like this, you don't get to not do what you're told. It's not really a thing. In the real world, you have a boss, and when that boss tells you to do something, give up your entire life and plead guilty to something, then you're gonna fucking do it, or you can die. We can either shoot you or you plead guilty. That was their only choice. So imagine being in county jail waiting your trial, thinking like, nah, my people gonna fight, and your boss then said, you talk to your boss on the phone, he's like, all right, now we want you to plead guilty. Or you don't even talk to your boss on the phone because you're not allowed to like communicate with the boss. You talk to a lawyer who tells you, nah, they want you to plead guilty. We're gonna try and get you a deal, but like you gotta plead guilty to all of this shit so they can stop the investigations. Right? Yeah, you gotta plead guilty. It's your turn now.
And there's no coming back from that sometimes. There's no appeal process for I pled. There's also no I had to plead guilty because the mob was going to kill me.
Right.
There's
you
none of
plead
that.
guilty and then not plead.
And then say I was convinced later. So pleading guilty is and see, that's the thing. That's the thing with this like kid committing suicide. There are like no coming back from things, and if you plead guilty to something, no one is going to believe you were coerced into that someone convinced you, that hey, I'm going to murder your family is not convincing enough. Hey, I had to plead guilty or they were going to murder my family. No one will give a fuck. They will be like, nope, you don't plead guilty to things. There's no appeals process for that. So, right? Am I tripping? You can't just come back and be like, 20 years later.
He's like swinging his legs.
I think that's our dude over there.
Our dude's back?
Yeah, he's like.
I don't know if you saw what
definitely him.
The Genki God said. He was like, nah, man, I think that's enough to level him out, like Iron Man Hulk status. Like a Percocet and a Adderall
mixed together.
Like, I think those are the two.
I mean, you gotta see this dude though, because he's doing some crazy shit.
As long as he's not threatening people who walk by, that was the thing that caught me off guard. Because people
the pumping of his chest.
Was like, what?
I mean, he showed full bare chest today. He showed your dick.
And as of today, I'm no longer protecting people in my neighborhood because these people are assholes. They inform on me and say bad things about us, and like they don't like us. So we're definitely. I'm definitely not trying to like protect anybody in this neighborhood again.
They don't appreciate our distaste for the weirdness.
Nah, for the weirdness.
So y'all can't have
and
that.
so then you can have all the weirdness, and they can like he can threaten you. You can deal with him standing in front of your car while you're trying to get your
staring
groceries
into
out.
your house. I'm not gonna. He can be sitting.
Because I know I'll beat the shit out of him. Like I know for a fact I'll fuck him up as high as he is. He can be as high as he wants. I'll break his fucking neck. But like the little lady, like one time I stood in the door and watched because there was weirdness going on. And I stood in the door and watched the lady like do her groceries to make sure she was safe. I'm not doing that shit no more. These people don't like. I've stopped helping people for that very reason, and all the way down to like even watching now. I don't even want to watch now because people are shitheads and they'll blame you for everything.
For everything.
Yeah, they'll blame you for everything. You try to help people and shit, they'll blame you for their problem.
He was saying like the mob was like for alcohol a lot. Like that
alcohol,
used to be their bread and butter in the night.
Downfall and murder. By 1982, the year I was born in.
Hey.
The FBI was investigating the enormous number of missing and murdered persons who were linked to DeMeo or who had last been seen. See, that's why the Gemini method was not a good idea because there would be people that were last seen entering the Gemini club and never came out.
Like 100.
Were never seen again, yeah.
Like 100.
And if too many of that happened, like if that happened 3 or more times, it would become a quick pattern that most people would hit on.
Like with Gacy.
Right.
When more than
three of his employees ended up missing,
they started looking
at him, right?
As the component.
As the reason why maybe they're missing, right?
Maybe this guy
it taught me, no, I'm going to tell you, Home Alone taught me one thing, and one thing that I will take forever. Don't make patterns or people recognize patterns. If you do that on purpose, he said, we're going to be the wet bandit.
Why do you think I play Call of Duty the way I do?
Yeah, so people can't read you.
They can't read my movements. I'm mad crazy in Call of Duty. I move around and I just do random shit. Every single run.
You said it matches.
And he told that idiot, don't run that water. What the fuck are you doing that for? And he was like, so we can be the wet water bandits.
Right.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
He was like, bro, and then at the end of the movie,
It's like, yeah, we know every house you hit.
Y'all
you left the water running.
The wet bandits, bro.
Y'all fucking idiots.
Exactly.
Fucking stupid.
So it taught me one thing.
He said it was a calling card. Yeah. And now they know all your robberies, bro.
Cool.
It's your robbery
cool
calling
name,
card.
So the fucking...
The wet bandits.
Yeah.
That's not even a cool name. That sounds gay as fuck.
Y'all sound...
Cool.
That don't even sound savage. That sound
They
like...
thought it was cool.
That sound gay as fuck, bro.
But don't be creatures of a pattern. You
No.
say all the time in Call of Duty, you're like, this guy keeps running down the same way every time.
And then I catch him, right?
And then you kill him.
I kill him every time. Like, no, he does the same thing every time.
He
Watch.
goes this way
Watch.
every time.
Watch. He gonna come through that door right there. Yep, there he goes. Brrrah. All right, dead. From the hacienda. Yep, the balcony. He comes to that door every
I'm gonna
time.
tap him
And
every
what that
time he
is,
comes to the
basically
middle.
what that is right up the middle. He
Yeah.
just runs up the
He
middle of
runs
the
up the
fucking
middle.
middle of the map every time, bro. You can't run up the middle ever, but not every time at least. Like
Repetition.
Every time the game starts?
So
But look, that's a good thing to remember in general. Be unpredictable. Your enemies will have a real hard time figuring out what you're doing and what you're going to do if you move weirdly. But if you move and do the same thing, when I was in security, when I was studying security, I was told that one of the things for physical security is to randomize your routes to and from places. Because if you go to work every day and you do the same fucking route, people will kidnap you and you're open to susceptible to things like that. And if you're somebody who might be kidnapped, like when I was in Kuwait, we were people who might be kidnapped.
yeah, a lot.
I have a secret,
It's
I have a top secret security clearance.
Well, now you have a reason to be kidnapped.
And I work in a top secret secured location.
They might want that.
They might want to know, they might think that, not even want that. They might think that that has value. So when I got there, I was wearing a suit. I was wearing a full fucking suit.
And they told you.
And my coworkers were like, bro, all right, you look really sharp and important.
Don't do
That's
that.
a bad idea. Don't look important in the Middle East. And I was like, oh, yeah. Okay.
Because you aren't.
They didn't even have to
important.
explain it to me. You are important, bro.
No, but I mean, you're not like a Congress person who they're gonna send fighter jets. You might go missing for a day.
Bro, I was more important than a congressperson.
I was gonna say,
because I did
actually,
actual
wait,
work.
you have actual knowledge.
I built
so-
actual stuff in our network, in our
you were the
infrastructure.
smart people there, and
You knew things
Yeah.
about that particular
Look, I went from
made shit
civilian
happen.
to the equivalent of a 06. Yeah.
Colonel.
A colonel. So we were the equivalent of a colonel in the army, in the U.S. Army.
Colonel, yeah.
Yeah. And that's a very important person.
Yeah, an extremely important
And
person.
we were the continuity for what was that place called? I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say it.
But you know,
But we were the continuity for a network operations center that runs the entirety of the fucking Middle East and Southwest Asia. Yeah, that runs all of those operations. So we were the network operations center for that. And we, the four main engineers, were the continuity for the Army. Yeah. Because the Army rotates in 6-month increments. So they come, a new command comes in every 6 months. We're there some of those dudes were there for 10 years. So and straight, just in that duty station for 10 years. So because the same thing doesn't apply for contractors. I'm an independent contractor.
Yeah.
So I can do whatever I want. I can be here as long as I want. But they have to send those boys home. Yeah. They have to go home.
But it was the thing you said, one really important piece of that, the diversifying and not being predictable. It's a speak to position of power and the power you maintain, and you can see it in driving. Mm-hmm. So say someone edges forward. Yeah. And then you edge forward because you're like, nah, you're not gonna cut me off. Or someone does something while driving and then you get a reaction.
And then you react.
Who has the power in that situation? Because I like to fuck with people when driving. I don't give a fuck, but I know you'll speed up if I do something, and I want you to speed up. So I'll do a thing, and then they do it, and it's
Look, I'll give you a good example with jiu-jitsu, right? It's called baiting.
Do it,
right?
Yep.
So in jiu-jitsu, we there's an innumerable amount of combinations and moves and whatever, and every move has a counter. Mm-hmm. Every counter has a counter. Everything has a if you do this, then I can do this. You do that, and you saw that in your first class because the professor was telling you that. Okay, if you don't do this, then your opponent can do this. They can do this. That's why jiu-jitsu is so complicated, because there are almost an infinite amount of possibilities that could happen that you are going to have to be on guard for. And as you start feeling because you don't want to be thinking about your movements, because then you'll be too slow. As you start feeling your way through certain jiu-jitsu movements, you realize that doing this causes this person to react this way because they have to. If I shoot up an armbar, you have to defend that. Have to. You don't have a choice. Otherwise, I'm going to finish an armbar, right? So, like, I might throw up an armbar to fake you into defending it, knowing that the defense is to, like, posture up, right? And really, I wanted to sweep you. So I throw up an armbar attempt, you defend, and then I sweep you.
So,
So it's called baiting.
Yes.
Right, perfect is like a scissor sweep, like a waiter sweep, right? So you fuck with someone, break down their posture because what you actually want is them to be
pop up.
hyper postured to where they don't have balance.
To where they're too far back.
And
right?
you can't get that.
Sit up sweep, not a scissor sweep, a sit up sweep.
Yeah, sit up sweep.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like a waiter
Like a
sweep,
waiter
but
sweep.
it's where the person is in your guard. And you just kind of open your guard and sit up and turn them around.
Turn them because their posture is so broken
because
down.
they're so far back.
And then you have to ask yourself, like, if someone can predict a thing from you and then force that reaction from you, then did you have the power in that situation in the first place? Because what you're supposed to do as a trained fighter is to not pull...
not be too reactionary.
Yeah, reactionary movements based on what someone predicts will get you in danger. So if you go to a place, like in this situation, they just kept going to this place, using this place as a thing. Like, I don't know why people stopped wanting to go there. Like, I'm not going to your Friday night meeting. People keep getting murdered here. Can we do meetings at Jack in the Box or something? Like,
What?
this is super predictable. People keep going missing here.
Exactly.
And then you lose all your
Mad
power.
predictable, right?
Hey, you get murked at a Denny's, you can get murked at an In-N-Out, you can get murked anywhere.
You have no idea what we're doing and why we're doing it. So you wouldn't know if we're taking you to, for instance, this Denny's over here, whether we're going to murder you or not. You don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's best to remain unpredictable in your life because it's mad difficult to predict that. And then people can't predict your movements. And they can't, like, counteract your movements. Life is a competition. We're all competing with each other. And some of us have teams, some of us are loners, some of us are solo, but we're all competing for the same resources. And they're all finite, 100%. So get every advantage that you can, you know? Which is why I like my Muay Thai sessions. No one expects knees and elbows as much as you think they would. No one does at all.
It's not nice.
Look, whenever I kick somebody, they're like, the fuck are you kicking? You're kicking.
If you ever take someone down in
I'm a
jiu-jitsu,
kickboxer, yeah, and if you ever take anyone down, they're like, whoa, you do double, you wrestle? That's the question I always get. You wrestle? No. I never wrestled a day in my life.
I just like double leg.
I just like double leg takedowns. I watch a lot of them and practice a lot.
Takedowns are lit as fuck.
Takedowns are dope. It is around this time that an FBI bug in the home of Gambino family associate Angelo Ruggiero picked up a conversation between Ruggiero and Gene Gotti, a brother of John Gotti. These morons were talking on the phone about criminal activity. In the conversation, it is discussed that Paul Castellano had put out a hit on DeMeo, but was having difficulty finding someone willing to do the job. Yes, because DeMeo had a whole crew, and he was not easy to kill. Remember, Gene Gotti mentions that his brother, John, was wary of taking the contract as DeMeo had an army of killers around him. Yeah! That's how you do it. You have an army of killers around you.
Who gets depressed if they don't do the killing?
Who gets depressed if they don't do the killing, right. It is also mentioned in this same secretly recorded conversation that, at that time, John had killed fewer than 10 people, while DeMeo had killed at least 38. So yeah, John is a bitch.
You listen to me, John.
And my man Roy is a goddamn savage. A savage killer. And John had killed less than 10 people.
And none of y'all are Kuklinski, so
right.
y'all just go there.
And none of y'all Kuklinski, that dude killed hundreds. According to mob
free time.
For free time, right. According to mob turncoat Sammy Gravano, the bull, eventually the contract was given to Frank DeSico, but DeSico and his crew could not get to DeMeo either. DeSico allegedly handed the job to DeMeo's own men. DeMeo's son Albert wrote that in his final days, DeMeo was paranoid and knew that he would be killed soon. DeMeo considered faking his own death and leaving the country. However, instead, he left the house one day and never returned. Albert DeMeo later found Roy's personal belongings, such as his watch. They made him disappear. He literally never returned. God damn. That's mad fucking lit, bro. Such as his watch. And why did he play with this shit like he didn't know that they were murdering people? Like, that'd be like you know that they murder because you was involved in it. And then you hear they're gonna murder you next. You wouldn't leave that moment. You wouldn't be like, all right, we out. We out. We out. This is serious. We
like
out today. Buying
people.
plane tickets. We're selling everything. Let's push our car over a ditch with a fucking, I don't know. Let's figure this shit out, though. We got to get the fuck out of here, right? Nope. He was like,
Wait, so do you think he actually faked his own death, or
No. Kuklinski said he shot him. Yeah.
He's in a ditch.
Yeah, he's in a.
No, he's in the.
He's in a barrel somewhere,
the
bro.
New York fucking
Right,
trash
he in
place.
that trash place. According to the book Murder Machine, in his final days, DeMeo was seen wearing a leather jacket with a shotgun concealed underneath. On January 10th, 1983, DeMeo went to crew member Patty Testa's house for a meeting with his men. A few days later, on January 20th, he was found murdered in his abandoned car trunk. That's right. Kuklinski said he murdered him and stuffed him in the trunk.
Okay.
So he had been shot multiple times in the head and had a bullet wound in his hand, assumed by law enforcement as being from throwing his hand up to his face in self-defense reflex when the shots were fired at him. Anthony Gaggi was suspected by law enforcement officials of being the one who personally killed DeMeo. According to Philip Carlo's 2008 biography of Anthony Gaspicasso, DeMeo Gaspipe Casso, DeMeo was killed at Patrick Testa's East Flatbush home by Joseph Testa and Anthony Center following an agreement with Casso, who was given the contract by Gotti and DeSico after they were unable to kill DeMeo during the fall of 1982. The Casso biography notes that DeMeo was seated about to receive coffee when Testa and Center opened fire. Anthony Gaggi was not present. In April 1984, Colombo crime family soldier Ralph Scopo was overheard explaining to an associate that DeMeo had been killed by his own family because they merely suspected that he would not be able to stand up to legal charges that resulted from his stolen car wreck. The motive, also suggested by Scopo, is widely accepted by law enforcement and other sources. Another reason, so they thought he was gonna flip. Another reason was that DeMeo was attracting too much attention from the FBI. Yes, because he was fucking doing
whatever,
thieving and selling drugs. Like, it was just crazy, bro. Conversely, in Philip Carlo's 2009 book, Iceman, Confessions of a Mafia Contract Killer, Carlo reported that serial killer and mafia hitman Richard the Iceman Kuklinski was the lone gunman. Shout out to Kuklinski. Shout out to the Iceman. We did him last week. Was the lone gunman who killed DeMeo while riding in DeMeo's car together. Kuklinski, who had begun taking contract killing work from DeMeo after establishing a mutually beneficial criminal relationship, had been humiliated publicly by DeMeo, who was ineligible to be a made man, by the way, because he was Polish and not Italian, by DeMeo on a number of occasions and sought revenge. Kuklinski had a first meeting with DeMeo and his men. Remember, it was said that Kuklinski may not have even known that there was a hit out on DeMeo, that he just killed him because he threatened him. He had threatened him a couple times over the course of their working together, and he never forgot it.
He was like, I don't.
He was like, oh yeah? Okay, you're gonna kill me someday. Cool, got you. And then years later, he blew his fucking brains out. Yeah, be careful. Like I don't know why.
I remember that DeMeo did
that
tell
dude
him.
out there basically threatened me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah. So be careful who you threaten. You have no idea who you're talking to at any given moment. They could be a mafia hitman, a fucking drug dealer that's responsible for 38 murders, like, dude, you don't want to be sassing someone who has a body in their fucking trunk right now.
And no.
What's two, right? What's one more?
We're pretty sure we saw a guy put a body in that trash can right there. Yesterday, we're pretty sure. He paced outside that trash can for a good 3 hours.
Thank you.
Kuklinski, who had begun taking contract killing work. Oh, we read that. Kuklinski had a first meeting with DeMeo and his men where they administered a savage beating to Kuklinski. Yeah, that's right. While collecting late payments he had owed to mob members in his pornography business. DeMeo had thought that he took the beating like a man, and soon they became business associates, with DeMeo giving Kuklinski mob contracts to carry out. DeMeo was an idiot because he made his own assassin. He created his own assassin. On another occasion, Carlo writes, during a meeting at DeMeo's Gemini Lounge for reasons unknown, a smirking DeMeo pulled a cocked Uzi machine gun on Kuklinski during a lunch with him and asked him if he wanted to die today. The beating over the late payments was the original humiliation which sent Kuklinski on the road to eventually killing DeMeo. Yeah. So the beating and then him deciding. So one of the 48 laws of power is try and use. Sometimes enemies can be better associates or henchmen than friends. In this case, that was definitely not true. Because this man took offense to the initial meeting where he exerted his power over him and definitely wanted that shit back for the entire time he fucking knew him. And was learning how to kill and dissolve bodies the whole time that they were associates.
And then eventually murdered him.
Yes.
So you should have just killed him.
So you should have just killed him that first moment.
That beating
should have turned into and now, But he ended up paying him back. So they just beat him for no fucking reason, because he hadn't paid quick enough. Mm-hmm. So you should also be more patient with people, because you never know. One day they might be putting a bullet in your head. Mm-hmm. They might be in a position to put a bullet in your head. Because remember, DeMeo fell out of favor with the bosses. Kuklinski never did. He was never.
I was gonna say though, that's probably the issue.
The Iceman never fell out of favor.
No, and had DeMeo been more respectful and more in line with what was happening,
Castellano,
he maybe would have.
And Gaggy?
He maybe would have learned to respect him over time. Like, no, that dude does what he's told. He's really scary. Like, everyone has his back. Like, when you learn that people don't have someone's back, that they're not really who
That's what happened here. That's what happened here. When the Iceman realized that his star had faded and he didn't have the king's blessing anymore.
Like, no one had his back.
He could take him out. Because taking out a made man would get you killed, right? Like, it would get you killed.
And your family, probably.
And your family, too, right? All that shit. But if he had fallen off and there was already a contract, then he was good.
So...
In prison interview... Oh, okay.
So also,
and the Uzi incident
lesson,
lesson.
Mind your P's and Q's and do what you're supposed to do and behave the way you should behave, or people will start to develop their own thoughts about you. Right.
In prison... and the Uzi incident was further goading of Kuklinski. In prison interviews, Kuklinski indicated he was the sole killer of Roy DeMeo. DeMeo's crew was soon rounded up, and the core members, Henry Borelli, Joseph Testi, and Anthony Center, were imprisoned for life after 2 trials that saw them convicted of a collective total of 25 murders, in addition to extortion, car theft, and drug trafficking. The convictions were secured in large part by testimony of former members Frederick Denone and Dominic Montiglio. Paul Castellano was indicted for ordering the murder of DeMeo, as well as a host of other crimes, but was killed in December 1985 while out on bail in the middle of the first trial. The murder was ordered by John Gotti, who thus became the new boss of the Gambino family. So he killed him and then became the boss. And might still be the boss of the Gambino family.
Well,
up until he got arrested. And I think he might actually still be the boss of the Gambino family. Yeah. Yeah, he is in prison now, yeah. John Gotti. Mm-hmm. His son is like a reality TV star.
Yeah, his whole family. They had a show on A&E called The Gottis.
There you go.
The Gottis.
There you go. All right, so that's it. That's it, man.
Which was supposed to be a publicity stunt to re-show how the mob is not
so bad. Right?
How
the mob was a bunch of terrible assholes. The mob was full of a bunch of terrible assholes who eventually turned on each other and killed each other all the fucking time.
I mean, look at that guy.
Right? This dude looks like a dick, right?
Sunglasses on in his fucking mugshot.
He looks like he'll order your death. Yeah. Not kill you, order your death. Yeah. So, this fucking bitch looks like he'll order your death. Yeah.
Thank you, Insane. So that was lit as fuck.
Mad lit.
What?
Mad lit. So this was Chris Rosenberg, the dude he had to kill.
That's the idiot that would kill someone.
Yeah, that's the idiot
who
killed a dude on accident and shit. Like, whoa. All right. I got you, bro. was looking for something. Henry Borelli, yeah.
Just to brag about it. He said order it, then do it himself just to brag about it, LOL. And then get arrested with sunglasses in your photo.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you guys have Amazon Prime, please, please, please attach it to your Twitch account. It'll give you Twitch Prime and a little blue icon crown next to your name. That affords you a free subscription every month. It also gives you a lot of drops in games, special perks and stuff like that. So if you guys do have Amazon Prime, attach it. And of course, I think speak for all of us, we'd appreciate it if you gave your subscription to our channel here to help support, because it attaches to Discord and gives you benefits there and benefits here.
It gives you a cool little panda badge.
So we'd like to collect you all, but if you don't, it's just a cool thing to have as a gamer. Attach it anyways. It's a benefit.
Gives you drops. You get drops in the games that you play. So if when Twitch does drops, you'll get like cool stuff in your games, like skins in Fortnite. I got a free skin that nobody really ever has.
No,
That's pretty cool.
Drunk stuff happens on Friday. We do a stream called Drunk Marvel. Last week it was High Marvel, so that was really fun.
I think we're gonna switch it to High Marvel now because
Yeah?
Drunk Marvel took me out every single week, every week. And if like we don't have a good showing, I don't want to get drunk and then be fucked off for Saturday.
On Saturday,
Yeah.
so
I really don't want to be fucked off for a good showing, but I'll do it. But like, if we don't, do the damn thing, like I super don't want to do that.
haven't ordered anything from Amazon in like 5 months.
Right.
Well, put your Prime. Do it. So, we do, so Marvel is on Friday, Drunk Marvel is on Friday, but we have a stream tomorrow with y'all for Taste It Tuesday.
Tuesday.
If you guys come out at 5 p.m.
That'll be the last stream we do
Pacific
on
Standard
here until Thursday.
Yes.
No, until Friday.
Until
Until Friday.
Yeah, so
for Drunk
tomorrow
/ High Marvel.
will be the last stream on Twitch until Friday. So come out tomorrow. Make sure you don't miss Taste It Tuesday. What are we doing tomorrow? Do you know yet?
Homemade ice cream.
Homemade ice cream. Boom.
So if you guys could turn on the post notifications so that when we go live, it just bings your phone. Join the Discord. Put a little introduction about yourself. I like reading about you guys. So
Yeah, click the link that just popped up, pandafam.com. You can enter that too. You don't have to put the slash.
Definitely join the fucking the Discord for sure. Discord is mad dope, so definitely join the Discord.
The announcements channel has our schedule for the entire week. The welcome channel has all of our links where you can find everything that you ever want of ours on the internet. So check out the welcome channel. The lobby has like a bunch of great stuff, people chatting, things like that. But like Daddy said, make sure you subscribe because next month subscriber benefits in the Discord will be very real.
And
Yeah, Dixie, you can watch the replays. They'll be here. We save those here.
The Discord tells you when we're live anywhere else too. So
Yeah.
if you wanted to have fun with that, make sure you join. It'll always tell you when they're online.
Well, depending on when you have to work, man, our stream schedule is in the Discord. So Dixion, go check that shit out. If you're not in the Discord, you're gonna want to check it out so you can line up your work schedule with our stream schedule, our live schedule.
Right?
And then we have a stream, one more stream tonight.
One more.
So we had a dope ass morning stream. The baby girl ruined the fucking house all morning. It was mad dope. You guys did a Panda Gang lit ass fucking show this morning.
Yeah.
First real lit show of July. Like we haven't had a lit show in a while. So hopefully we get a real lit three-way show tonight. We got a threesome show tonight.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put these for you guys.
Fucking day.
So we're also on social media. If you have Twitter, Snapchat, or Instagram, those are our socials right there. The Daddy Panda, Scarlet Bunny, and I'm L at the Essex online. So if you guys use those right there, you can search us, go on Twitter, follow us. We follow everyone back on Twitter. But it's just a way so we can all like hang out when we're not live. You said live is like funner. I definitely agree. that you should come to everything that we're doing live whenever we're live. So
Yeah.
And I'm
Make sure you
staring
hop
at
in
her
that
tits, it's the
Discord.
wrong way.
but if you're watching the replay, you're watching it with my mom, so feel happy. Also eat cookies. She's probably eating cookies while watching this. Mom, stop eating cookies. It's most likely midnight.
Titties!
She's eating all the cookies.
Titties.
So titties,
Titties.
not kitties.
No, not kitties. Titties.
Sweater
Yes,
kitten.
Mom.
When someone told me the term sweater kitten, it just made me so happy forever.
No, boobies. Okay, boobies.
Sweater.
Boobies is mad funny, bro.
Boobies, yeah.
I said that shit the other, like,
Tatas is weird.
I think I said that like a
Tatas?
couple months ago. That boobies was probably the funniest thing to call them.
I don't know if I've ever heard
Boobies.
anyone
BW.
call
Look,
them tatas.
boobies sound like you're drunk.
Give me boobies.
Boobies. Boobies. I want some boobs.
Titties are like
I love
Titties.
when they call grandma
Yeah.
boobies.
Titties.
Titties, tatas,
Right?
all of that. So I don't know. I love you guys. I hope you had a great.
Look, your mom's
murder.
here right now. Oh,
She
no.
says, I'm here right now.
Oh no.
You have cookies?
Oh no.
Are you eating cookies?
Ixnay on the itties tail.
Fuck titty. No. Man, they said sweater kittens, and now that just makes me so happy.
Look,
because whenever-
Mama Panda, she got us right on the weed last week. So instead of, I think we're gonna switch Drunk Marvel to High
You
Marvel
fucking convinced him, bro.
because High Marvel was way more fun for
was
me.
so
Oh my god, it was so much fun.
I'm
And
so
then
mad she won.
Saturday, I didn't fucking die all
You felt
fucking
great
day.
in the morning.
I felt great, like I normally do.
She doesn't like that I drink.
I don't like that I
She
drink
doesn't
either.
like it.
I don't like that you drink either. We don't
Yeah.
like drinking. You're the only fan of drinking, I think.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
said. Well, then she calls me a dope smoker because old people call marijuana dope. Like
Shit.
weirdo.
That dope.
Like we fucking shooting dope and shit. That's dope,
You
bro. Like,
heroin stuff.
yeah, heroin is dope. What the
Bruh.
fuck?
Drugs. Get out.
Drug us.
Get out.
Maybe High Marvel is better. Hey, it was better for my fucking health.
Did you guys get high or drunk with us?
He said, "Damn, your mom loves you." Yeah, I hope your mom loves you.
I hope your mom loves you too, bro.
Yeah.
If not, my mom will love you. She loves
I hope she don't just love her. You love me too, right?
I was like, I think my mom loves all of us.
Right? We fuck Mama Panda. Come on, man. We a package deal.
He was literally so excited. Like the other day.
She bought me a
he
stream
ordered-
deck for my
I was
birthday,
gonna
bro.
say that.
Look,
The other day.
it's
he was
queued
like-
up and waiting. I haven't opened it yet, like taken it out of its original packaging yet.
Candy.
But look, as the day my computer comes online, this thing is also coming out of the fucking
He
package.
said, I'm gonna order a motherboard, and that's the next piece, and then I can use my stream deck.
Yeah, we looked at motherboards today.
Yeah, we went and looked at some motherboards
He
today
was
too.
so funny the other day. He was like, and then I can use my stream deck for
Yeah, I
this.
know. We learned some shit. There's a new motherboard out, and it's like newer than the one that I picked up.
Like 2 days old.
Like 2 days old, yeah.
It's super new.
A CPU
We ordered it
motherboard
already?
package. No, we have not yet. So
He needed to do
I
more
now
research.
need to do more research because I did the 470, and now there's a 570.
570.
Yay!
A motherboard.
So it was either
and-
between the 370 and the 470. I had decided on the 470 because the 370 was like 150 and the 470 was like 219. So it didn't make a whole lot of sense to go with such
But
an
now the
older
newer
version.
one's, like-
But now the newer one's the same goddamn
Same
price.
price.
So like,
See?
I'm like, fuck.
Because
Okay.
we're cooler than you.
Yeah, there you go. 570 is amazing. There you go.
See, he
What?
said he was thinking of getting a stream deck, but we the coolest, so we got one.
Hey, my mommy
Look.
bought me one, bro.
Look, the thing he was talking about the other day is what he's gonna make the little tiles, because you can.
They're gonna be explicit as shit.
You can make them
make-
Oh my god, they're gonna be dicks and titties and pussies.
They're not.
Ah, they're gonna be so cool.
But he
No?
was like,
Look, each one of
he's
these.
like, I can put.
Look,
Look,
each-
be a Twitch button.
Each one of these buttons, I can make them whatever I want, whatever icons.
do a thing.
It's just
Like
gonna
a
be
picture.
like it's gonna be different pictures of their butts. Each one. Yeah. I'm sorry,
I
man.
have to memorize it.
Yeah, I like
No
your
one
butts.
will know how to use it.
No, it'd be like
Like, but-
it's like, hey, big purple butt is how you switch to scene to.
Like, no, it couldn't be.
You have to push L purple butt. Yeah, push L purple butt. That one right there. Yeah, yeah. That's L purple butt. Yeah.
You have to make it so everyone can use it.
I think there's probably profiles, right? So I'll make
Yeah,
we'll
there's
have different profiles, hopefully.
there's
Because I want mine to be like a bunch of dirty shit. So
Oh yeah.
Yes.
No, mine are gonna be like, okay, this is the YouTube, this is like Scene Change, this is like Twitch, this is. But he was so excited about that the other day. I just saw him.
You got kicked out of the house for being a lesbian? Damn, that's mad harsh, bro.
Whoa.
That's fucking lit.
You know, people get kicked out of the house for just being 18. So
I got kicked out of the house for being 17, so.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people get kicked out for all type of reasons.
I wasn't even a lesbian.
That's what I'm saying. You weren't even a lesbian and they kicked you out.
I wasn't even a lesbian. I got kicked out.
You just
I really
turned
didn't get kicked
18.
out. I left because I hated them a lot. So. I don't know.
Because I was 18.
Because I was 17 and they were trying to still tell me what to do. And it's like, hey,
Nah.
I don't want to do that with you at all.
Like, I love adults being like, and then my parents kicked me out. Like, yeah, we moved out at
I moved out at 17.
adulthood.
At adulthood, yeah.
So
right at adulthood.
I don't really know what it feels like to live at home.
Yeah, so I moved in with my girlfriend. I bet they really enjoyed that, right? Like, you pushed me into the arms of a woman.
Yeah, now we're living together. Now we're cohabitating.
Now we're
lesbians.
cohabitating lesbians.
Hey.
Which is
When
an
you
upper
when you
level.
could have had like at least not.
Now
that,
I'm
right?
probably more lesbian.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you're full force lesbian, man.
Yeah.
Good times. No, I don't know. People get kicked out at 18.
Look, U.S. women's team, NT team. I don't know what that means. U.S. WNT takes
National
World Cup.
team?
National team. There you go. Still fights for respect in U.S. What is respect?
Money.
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 So still fights for pay.
For people not
Money.
calling her a dyke. That's what she wants respect for.
I mean, you're never gonna get
Like,
that.
that's literally
This is not gonna happen.
what she wants.
Fucking, we got a chat out.
Fucking chat.
Motherfucking chat.
Right? I was like, whoa, there's like a Lego outside. Huge ass Lego.
The biggest lesbian alive.
Nah, I'm the biggest
Look.
lesbian alive now. I know, right?
Gunter says you have to get a penguin button.
Look, I don't try and stop my
Wink,
kids.
wink.
I don't try to stop my kids from doing anything because I know they're gonna do it anyway. So I just want to be there, you know, for the fucking thing. So all you parents out there, I don't know, telling your kids not to do shit is definitely a good way to have them do that. So
Why are you
Yeah, you try to
surprised
control
now?
me.
just
Like,
support them, bro. Like just support your people and make sure that look, if you're concerned about your people, you should definitely be more involved.
Talk to them.
Not less.
Like, love them.
You shouldn't ostracize your people if you're concerned about them. You should be like, hey.
Smart.
Yeah, be smart about it.
Stealth.
Hey.
Play the
This
chess
thing
board.
that you're into, I'd love to know more about
I'd
it.
love to hear about it.
Yeah, I'd love to hear all about it. And then they'll be excited and tell you every fucking thing.
All of it.
All the time.
And then you'll know everything.
And then you'll know
like
everything
you wanted
at least.
to.
Exactly. Because at 16, you can't really control kids anymore, bro.
No.
Definitely.
Not at
They'll
all.
move in with their girlfriends.
Look, when my babies
leave.
were old enough to just, like, when they were going through the cabinets and shit, and they'd be like, hey, get out of here. Hey, come here. No. You didn't fucking do that with a 16-year-old. Hey, don't do drugs. Come here. No partying and drinking, motherfucker. They're going to do that shit, right?
They'll do whatever they want.
So you really want to be, like, less of a parent, I think, at that point, and be more of, like, all right, well, look, me and you, we together. So, like, I love you. Trust
I think
me.
that's good parenting.
Yeah, I think so too. Trust me.
You don't have to be overly controlling.
I don't have to be an
parent.
overlord over you because I don't want you to be dependent on my
Right.
guidance forever.
Parent is just
You
to
need
raise
to have
them.
your own goddamn guidance at some point. You need to be making good decisions based on you. And at 16, that's probably a great time to start. You should start making some independent fucking decisions. They might ruin your fucking life. Hey, it's a good time to do it.
I mean, but it'd be a great time to do that when you have not bills.
Yeah, that's
Instead
what I'm
of
saying.
like
Like,
making bad decisions
right?
that ruin your life at like 19, when you have like an apartment and a car payment and a job
That's not
and
a thing.
school
19-year-olds don't have that these days.
No,
They don't have
I was
that.
like,
I don't know. I didn't know a single
This is
19-year-old.
19-years
10
are hella
years.
losers now, bro.
I was like, but that's like 10 years
I don't know
ago
what's
now.
going on, but I had a house and
No,
At
yeah,
19,
you
I
guys
had
did.
cars
My
and shit,
generation is
bro.
all retarded. Like I
Yeah.
did personally, but I am literally like one of maybe 20,000
And I'm
that
saying-
did that at 19. Like,
It's not like, oh, I have my own place. Like me and my girlfriend and a dude from Craigslist all
Yeah.
paid rent on a 3-bedroom apart. Like we
These
was
people wanna
we were
stay in
eating
their
top ramen.
Look, parents
and
out there.
doing
Look,
the
parents,
worst.
for all the parents out there, making mistakes is part of like learning. So let your kids make as many mistakes as they can,
best
especially
way to
the early on in life, because they have less chance of fucking up their life overall.
You can catch them
as a
lot
young
more.
person versus So like making mistakes is a great way to learn, and it's a great opportunity for you to teach, because like eventually your kid will make mistakes that puts them in a bad position, and they need you, right? And if you need me, now you have to listen to me. Oh yeah, you can't pay your bills because why? Okay. Well, I don't think you should do that, but you know, I love you. Here's some money. You know, take care of yourself. But like, you know, the helicopter parenting, that shit is never gonna work. That never works. The like disowning your kids for doing shit that you don't want them to do. That'll never, like, I don't even know what you think that will work for.
Well,
like, what's the purpose of that? You're saving yourself? Because like, I couldn't voluntarily be not in my kid's life. That's mad stupid.
No, but I think you
What?
have to ask
I
yourself.
fucking love my kids. I don't want to not be in their lives for any fucking reason. Besides, like, if my kids were murderers, I'd go and visit them in prison. What the fuck are you talking about? So, like, if my kids turned out to be serial killers and they got arrested and put in jail for prison for life, I'm going to prison to visit them and talking to them and writing them letters because I still love them. No matter what they do, I still love them.
So here's the thing that I think the basis of that problem is what is your belief of what a parent is supposed to be?
Right.
What is your...
My belief of a parent is a person that shepherds children, their children or other children, into adulthood. Not caretaker. Not a caretaker.
Well,
That's
yeah,
not your fucking...
'cause a
Your
lot
parents
of-
not supposed to be a fucking caretaker. They're not supposed to wipe your ass for the rest of your life.
Well, and a lot of
That's mad
parents
stupid.
believe they have children to be a representation of themselves in the world.
Right. Yeah,
And
that's wrong
that's
too.
That's
wrong.
a
Mad
big
wrong,
thing.
bro.
So a lot of parents have kids because I want my kids to be a representation of me, and then they have to do what I tell them to, and they have to be safe, and they have to be this, and this, and this, or I failed as a parent. And Daddy's general belief is that people are people, and you get judged on your life and existence and substance at the end of your life based on whatever you've put out. And people, it's one of the components of this movie called The Book of Life, is that your existence is through the memories of what people have of you and what you've done in this world. And so
You guys saw that cartoon. It's one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. And I really like the philosophy of ancestry and the fact that we live forever as long as somebody we loved remembers us forever.
Okay.
Like, as long as we, that's the, and it's not, that's not just the aspect, or that's the key to Dia de los Muertos. That's what that is about. It's about making sure that your ancestors are never forgotten.
Are you talking about Coco?
No.
Okay, I was
No,
They-
The Book of Life.
Coco copied the Book of Life.
Oh, okay. I haven't
The Book
seen
of
that
Life
movie, so
existed
I'm like,
well
I don't
before
want
But so then you have to ask yourself as a parent.
So
you
we'll watch it tonight.
to-
but-
See, he said the same thing. Coco?
No,
No.
not Coco. The original one. Yeah.
It's called The Book of
The
Life.
Book of Life. It wasn't a Disney movie. It was really fucking good. We're gonna watch it maybe after we get off. Yeah, we'll
So,
watch it today.
but-
I think I bought it. Yeah, I did. Definitely bought it.
I
Because I love that fucking movie. Let's see.
I think we did, but I think that's one of the things that you have to ask yourself is what do you believe is your role as a parent for one and as a human being for two? Because a lot of people believe like, well, I'm judged on what my kids do.
Yeah.
And like the shame because
For
my
shame, for shame.
Yeah.
And you know,
That's
if you
a lot of
believe
parents' beliefs.
Dude, if you believe that your substance is judged on what other people are
Off of
doing,
your offspring?
you're gonna be
Which
really
is the
fucked
shit
because
we
you
were
can't
talking about
control-
earlier. Whoa, we
You
came
can't
back.
control that.
We came back full circle. Being judged on the actions of others, no matter what your relationship is wrong. It's just fucking wrong.
So I just kind of think like
It's stupid. It's mad dumb.
I think that your belief as a parent though is different because you believe you're supposed to make
Capable individuals,
yeah,
yes.
who have their own thoughts,
Who are their
beliefs,
own people.
wants,
Who can
desires.
survive in this
I
world
was
today.
just gonna say, who can just survive? That is what you should do.
That's
as a
what you
parent.
think is
That's
your role
my
as a
job
parent.
as a fucking parent.
And then also to support them when you can, if you can, on their
To love them.
mistakes so that they do well in life. Like
Right.
that's what he believes. Like he's always said, like if my kids are 35 and they need to move back home, they can move fucking back home. Mm-hmm. Like, I would never, ever try to not be a help for my kids because they're whatever. Like, I'm supposed to be a help.
The book of life.
They don't have anyone else. I'm the only person.
Aww.
They don't have anyone. The book of life. It almost did it. And
right?
then
it was right there.
It kept reading it for some reason. I didn't have my finger on the button anymore. And it did. It worked.
I stopped.
All right, so I think I'm going to buy it because I didn't buy it. It's got Channing Tatum.
I remember when this came
and
out.
Zoe Saldana.
So,
I remember when
and Christina Applegate.
I didn't see it.
And Diego
Yeah.
Luna and Ice Cube.
and you know, Dix, that gives you an opportunity
Ice Cube
for
is the master of the book of life.
you to be a different type of parent.
Yeah, he's mad dope.
For you to help your friends be different types of parents, maybe to understand your parents more on a fundamental level, because you kind of have to ask yourself what the people in your life believe, and also if you believe that same thing. Like, if you're going to be an asshole to your parents for judging you, and then you judge your kid for something, like, whoa.
Hey man,
If
we're mad LGBTQ plus whatever all the fucking acronyms
We'll
are.
respect whatever you want to be called.
We're mad friendly. The girls are bisexual and they're together, so technically, you know, they're in a relationship. These two are girlfriends.
I'm hella lesbian.
That's that's her girlfriend. That's her girlfriend. So like, we're very much supporters, allies of the
we're
LGBTQ.
queer, so
we're mad queer. Like I'm super.
We don't
duper
have
queer.
like and so people also think that about men who have multiple relationships. It's not very easy even for heterosexual because it's
no,
not
people
just
look at me as an abuser.
They need
I'm an
heterosexual monogamy.
Yeah.
Like that's
heterosexual monogamy. Like I'm looked at as a sex cult leader or some weird shit. Like.
Yeah, we've actually been called a cult.
Yeah, I was called a cult
some
leader
weird porn star.
By a weird ass porn star I've never met. That we've never
girl.
met or spoken to. So.
Who said that she's not white? She's Jewish.
She's Jewish.
She
she's
has
not
a problem
white.
with sexual
She
health.
said, I'm mixed race. I'm Jewish.
Let her be on health.
You're mixed race because you're Jewish?
Because you're Jewish?
But I've never heard that
I've
in my whole
never
life.
heard that ever in my whole
Swear
life.
to God,
bro.
you're not mixed.
Your religion makes you mixed race. Okay.
Well,
That's
then I'm
weird.
mixed because I speak French.
Boom!
Like,
We're
you
doing
know
it
what I
live.
mean? So that person,
Right? Like what?
a person who says she's mixed race because she's Jewish also said that daddy is a
Known abuser, she called me.
some weird thing.
I could sue her for the slander that she's
Yes.
spewing because she doesn't have any.
Yeah, no,
like,
we're definitely.
There's no like reasoning to any of these and she's actually making accusations. When you call
putting them
someone
online.
when you call someone an abuser to 50,000
leader?
to 61,000 followers,
Yeah.
you're making accusations, and that's mad lit because I've never met you.
Like,
I don't even know you. Yeah,
Never spoken to you.
Never spoken to you outside of a very contentious conversation online.
That's called the Pet Cemetery. Ew, girl. He said, wasn't there a movie or book before that about a girl that died and her father raised a second child with her soul or something like that? Well,
yeah, man.
don't
that's
want to
lit.
be in
Never
that
seen
movie.
Pet Cemetery, but
Right? That's
sounds
mad
lit.
lit.
No, but I just mean
That's not Pet Cemetery.
Okay, I was like, what?
No, that's not Pet Cemetery. They bring a dead kid back to life and then
Through
like
a dog.
no, he's him.
I know. Why were you at Fry's, Mama? I just caught that.
And I
What was
said,
she doing at Fry's?
What-
And what Fry's? Yeah, because we
That's
was
what
just
I
going
We
over
were just at
Fry's.
Fry's today. We booked you on your ad.
Yeah, I know what she said.
I know which one she's at. I just
it
don't
the-
know what theme it is.
Is it the pyramid one?
No, that's way too far for her.
Sweetheart,
Oh,
we'll,
okay.
look, sweetheart, we'll call you whatever the fuck you want to be called. So
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I'll call you a fuckhead, shitface, asshole, he, she,
them.
whatever.
So-
Alien, fairy.
So Daddy,
Whatever you want.
obviously his username is the Daddy Panda, and he prefers to be called Daddy Panda. And
Oh my God.
I really think that people should just respect what people, especially online, want to be called. So yeah, just record that. So if you want to be called your actual like username, we'll call you that. If you want to be called he, if you want to be called whatever, just makes it like. So we only know 3 pronouns pretty much. So if you could make it easy enough for us in that sense. Like I know the people, they go so much with the genders and like I want to be respectful, but I also ask them like, hey, can you make it easy for me? Because for me processing, I do male, female, and then non-binary. So like those are really only ones I have. I don't have I don't have like so many. It's you know how many combinations it is. It's like a girl who identifies as a man but is like submissive but wants to be treated like it's just, and then you call them this type of pronoun. Like I just don't have. Like I don't know.
I think I got a new friend and shit now.
So is that like a fair statement?
So look, if I'm nice to him, they won't go away.
No, that's why I was
Now
like,
he's
don't.
knocking on the fucking door and talking to me and shit.
Yeah, don't.
Like, so
encourage
I
that.
gotta
You
beat
got
people
flips.
up. Like, I have to beat people up because otherwise they won't leave. Now we're friends. With
No,
the
we
fucking
just
weird,
called the
like,
security on him. Hey, there's. been
I'm
a
about to
dude.
call them now as soon as we get off, but like,
Nah, can't be nice.
so
'cause,
he's shirtless,
laying down on the
laying
ground.
down on the ground with flip flops and socks on.
Now he got socks.
Telling me about a crank dealer across the street. Yeah. There's a crank dealer across the street that he's friends with. He's not a snitch, but that just happened. And then if I hit him, then I'll be in trouble. It'll be like I'm the bad guy, right? If I go out there and just choke the fuck out of him and drag him across the street, yeah, like just, hey man, you can't stay here. You can't hang out here. So take a nap and then like go the fuck away. Huh? Yeah, you can turn on the main one. Yeah, it's getting mad late or dark, but we're gonna get off now. And like, yeah, I need him to not
Be right there.
be right there. So I'm gonna call
Dancing
the
with the
security,
trash can now.
the security peeps. I hate to do it. He's mad nice, man. He's a nice dude,
He's just
and
blacked
he
out.
seems like he's like really suffering from something. For some reason, I feel bad for him.
Like Genki, that's what I'm saying. I'm all for it. Like that's why I said male, female, and then like non-bi, like just like you're picking up. But like for me, I need people to. It's easiest for me when people pick one, like because they were saying like I appreciate being referred to and the things that I want to be referred to as, and I said yeah, and I really appreciate it when like for me I really only have like processing of like 3, like male, female, and then like non-binary.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's like 28 like
Genders.
gender. Like I don't have. So I really appreciate it when people interact with other people with an understanding of like you have courtesy for me, I'll have courtesy for you. Like I want to be called he, and I'll make it easy for you, but you're gonna respect me and call me he and refer to me as like I want to be. But like when people go way too far for me to process, then I'm just like I'm trying to be respectful, but I'm gonna fuck this up. So
you need the help.
can you help me be respectful of like your stance?
I had trouble when the first thing them came out. One of my friends wanted to be referred to as them, and I was like, I'm not really sure how to properly do that because it's not natural like speech for
And
me.
I don't want
Yeah.
to fuck it up. Like I don't want
like
to.
I don't want to offend you.
Right.
Yeah.
If I
Like,
accidentally
it's
call
not
you
natural
she.
for me to call you them or they.
They it like and so
Yeah.
Because that feels offensive to me. For
Yeah,
me to
'cause
call
then
you
I'm-
an it or a they.
Right?
But like that one, I can try.
If that's what
like
you want to be called.
it takes me processing power, like actual thought process, and I can do it. But some of the other ones, even with thought process, I fuck it up, and then I'm just like, I don't want to be an asshole. Like I just don't want to be an asshole. So then I just don't interact with people that make me into an asshole.
Right.
So if that makes sense.
And people who also like want to be called a certain thing need to know that the rest of the public isn't accustomed to that. So like, don't be too sensitive when they're just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Like,
look. All of us weirdos, we gotta realize that we're the weirdos, and we need to be aware of that and be like patient with our non-weirdo brothers and sisterins.
Yeah.
Right? Be fucking patient with them.
Patient.
Don't be fucking mad at stupid dumb shit. It's not good for our cause.
Like-
I promise you, getting offended
It is
at
ma'am.
everything. Yeah, that
It
shit.
is man.
It is ma'am. Ma'am. Like whoa.
Like, bro, he's just being
They
a
were calling him
dickhead
macho,
now.
ma'am. He's being a dick. He's trolling
just
you now.
trolling you and being a dick. Like, don't let him get under your skin, because like
That shit was funny.
people who want to be respectful of you are gonna call you ma'am. But
It is ma'am.
mad.
Whoa.
like that.
You know what I mean? He was being a dick on purpose at that point.
Yeah.
I don't think that little boy was.
He saw how
I think he was
agitated
terrified
was.
of that lady. and saw how agitated, and it made him even more nervous.
I thought he was trolling her. I
And
really
he
thought he was
basically-
trolling her because she was getting mad.
Sir, don't kill me. That's what it seemed like, bro.
No, it seemed like he wasn't trying.
It didn't seem like he wasn't like. It seemed like he was
getting a
mad
hold of the
scared, bro. Like,
situation. Why are you scared of a customer at GameStop? She's not gonna freak out.
a not customer at AM/PM stabbed a dude and slit his throat. So I'm afraid of everyone all the time.
Public, anyone outside.
In public, anyone is a fucking stabber. So nah, I'm good. Hey, whatever you want to be called.
Did you guys hear about that though? Daddy
Yay!
just told me about that today.
Yeah, man.
Some poor
In
kid-
Arizona, it happened this morning or yesterday.
Oh, because apparently he was playing rap music, and rap music is the devil or something. This poor 17-year-old kid got his fucking throat slit.
She got mad as fuck because he wouldn't
Look,
call her.
this
man.
isn't my name for her, but they would call her Macho Man. That
Macho
shit was
man.
mad.
Macho Man.
Hey, ladies are allowed to get aggressive. Ladies
Look.
can get crazy.
Is Macho Man
look.
not
And Macho Man.
And honestly, I don't care. If I came up with it, I would definitely be proud of that.
Come on.
That shit was hella funny.
Her voice
She
was so
punched
deep.
the fuck out of that.
She said, I'll show you a ma'am if you want to step out to the fucking parking lot and I'll show you a fucking man. Like, whoa.
It was like, yeah, sure. He's gonna call you
Sir.
ma'am
He's
today.
going to keep
Texas
calling you sir,
flexing.
bro. I know, right?
No, call-
He said, you call me
She had like a
sir.
whole-
Call me sir one more time and I will show you
Did you
a
have
sir.
a whole
You
dress
step
on?
out in the parking lot. Nah, like,
A skirt or something.
not a pink top.
Yeah,
Like
that's
a
what
crop
boobies.
top. Yeah, with some titties. And then some tight jeans on.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was like the shirt though. It was pink and fitted. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
She just was like
Yeah, the
mad.
shirt was pink and fitted.
And I feel bad because it's like every other.
I feel
film
bad
thing online.
for-
We didn't see what happened.
Look, I feel bad for everyone involved in that.
Where
I
did
feel
it
bad for
start?
the store dude.
Everyone involved.
I feel bad for Macho Man. I feel bad. But then you find out that Macho Man was actually trying to do rapping. So you're like, oh, okay.
Macho Man is a rapper.
Macho Man is a rapper. So you're like, all right, whatever.
Okay, I didn't
Fuck
know
that.
She and then you had to find out that GameStop
Oh my
had to
God.
apologize
GameStop had to apologize.
for her, and then she got an interview.
God.
Yeah, Macho Man is a rapper. And that should be her stage name for sure.
Macho Man, yeah.
Macho Man.
Macho Man. Sounds like Nacho Man.
Sounds like Nacho Man.
So I
Is
don't
a superhero?
Nah, she
Nacho
was
Man!
fucking irritated. She was really. She was
man's
gonna
is
fight for her rights.
Yeah, she's gonna take that dude out to the parking lot, like she said.
I'll show you a man.
She was gonna show him a man in the parking lot. He will still go to GameStop.
I hope one day I can use that
It's a
line.
real tragedy.
I know, right?
Come on, GameStop is awesome.
You go to a store and buy games? Why?
I know, right? Why are you doing that?
They let you
They
download
do
them.
it on today.
As a matter of fact, you can download it like the moment, but like we got Black Ops before it
But
came
that
out.
made me laugh so hard when
So-
people bought Black Ops and realized it wouldn't download.
Yeah.
It was like,
You know
hey,
who
you
goes
have
to GameStop though? Xbox users.
Yes.
In case of the red ring of death,
Yes.
we all gotta have that shit on disc.
That's right.
Because I was like, I still go to GameStop. Oh, I have an Xbox, that's why.
Oh, but if you get a red ring of death, you're not gonna get your Xbox back for a couple months.
I know,
So-
that's what I'm
Dixie,
saying.
that's what
Like,
I'm-
you have to have the disc.
And you
that
definitely
way-
have to have the disc, otherwise it's in that one. Although, aren't these cloud accounts? Don't they like?
Sometimes, but like, I don't know. I definitely had a friend tell me he lost everything on his Xbox. Like, everything. He had to rebuy Minecraft.
What? Nah. Okay, so on PSN, when I buy something, I can download it forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from anything. So as long as I sign into it, my PSN account, I can download it. So Microsoft didn't do that?
I
That
don't know.
seems mad
Microsoft,
whack.
the hell it fucked up.
Hey, they're like the cloud kings and shit. How come they didn't do that? That's mad lit.
Red Ring never killed me. I just unplugged the console and plugged it back in. Done. Done.
Okay. No, if you actually have the red
Di-
ring,
Dixie,
that's
that-
not a thing.
That's what I was saying, yo. Like maybe he was just really like anxious and shit, and the impatience of Macho Man kept making it worse.
That's what y'all are saying.
Oh my god! I saw fear.
'Cause, look, what he
I
said-
felt fear and anxiety.
What he said was, if the cashier never looked up, he would have just assumed by the voice is a he. And I said, well, and if she told you to
Bro,
not call,
I can tell you right now, it's not offensive for someone to call you he or her or him or they or whatever. Don't let that be offensive.
It shouldn't be.
Don't let what other people address you as.
Let a word offend you.
You're gonna
That's why I
let
said
a
the
fucking
power.
word bother your inner peace?
Because
Really?
someone might be doing it to troll.
They're
you.
gonna do it once they figure out you don't like it.
Yeah.
Like how we try very much not to be too sensitive. People say I'm dusty. Man, the fucking we'll do a YouTube video on the comments that we get on our X
You perfect example. I have a perfect example.
yeah, on our X videos account, our PH account, I get the craziest fucking comments. Like pro porn stars, everybody loves them. They're real nice to them for some reason. Amateurs, we get mad hate.
It's because they know you're real people.
Because they know we're real people. We're not
Well, like
actors
to
or
fuck
actresses,
you.
and they think that we think that we're better than them.
Well, like,
I know what the fuck these idiots
So
are
it's
mad
like
about.
a
that.
perfect example. Last week when we were streaming, some dude said he followed just so he can talk.
And
then
say I look like Dwight
stuffed
Howard.
Dwight Howard. We ignored it. No one said anything. He was like, really? That was the best I had. Nothing? And then he left. And it was like, I don't know
We don't
what
have
you
anything for
want.
you.
I don't interact with people who I don't want to. And if you're being a weird fucking troll, I don't want to interact with you, so I'll ignore you.
If you're trying to insult me, like,
The fuck?
And I was like, I don't know what you're doing by that.
I'm
but
really
I
not
don't-
like offended by it because I'm not scuffed Dwight Howard.
Right? Like-
Also, Dwight Howard's a very nice looking dude and he's mad rich. So
And you know how I like to fuck with trolls?
yeah,
If you just act stupid.
yeah.
You
Like
got
who's
hooked?
Dwight Howard? Oh, that's cool.
What does
Who is
scuff
that?
mean?
What did that
What does
mean?
scuff mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great way to fuck
that's the
with
best
trolls.
way.
That's the best way.
Because then they get mad, they try to troll more.
right. Defeat
And
the
they be
trolls
like-
by ignoring them. Yeah, exactly.
Like, no, you think
I like your method, ignoring and then and acting dumb, playing
Like
dumb,
stupid dumb.
Like
Like,
real
you don't
stupid
know
dumb.
anything.
right?
Because the thing is, trolls like to think they're smart.
Yeah.
And if you act like dumb, then they think they're dumb.
They're like, what?
and then it fucks with them a
Shit.
lot.
Right.
You don't get that.
Then
do
you're
I?
like, no, that wasn't funny.
Okay, so we're gonna get off so I can call the security for,
Is he
for
still
my man's.
Aw,
Because look,
his shoes are
I've
off.
gotten in a lot of trouble for,
He's got bare feet.
like legit. I've gotten in a lot of trouble for, what would we call what I do to people who are weird outside,
Shooing away people from our door.
right? Like what would
Well,
we call
I'd
that?
say that they're accosting you,
Usually, that's
and
what's
I'd say
happening,
that
yes.
you are.
Suggesting they leave.
What is that term called?
defending my home.
No, because it's not even like that. It's not
'Cause
even
I'm not even, like,
defending.
really
it's like
doing
what's that
anything
thing the
physical.
police say? Like making contact with.
Yeah, I'm making
Like-
contact with. Yeah.
You know, whatever that term, because he's not like defending his, like he's not even.
I
Doing,
haven't hit anyone. I
They're
haven't touched
accosting
anyone.
him,
I haven't
that's for
moved
sure they're
anything.
doing.
My physicality has not involved their physicality at all.
He just
I haven't
opened
done
the
anything.
door.
I open the door and say, "Hey, can you leave?"
So that's make
Every
contact.
time.
And not even can you leave. Sometimes you just open the door and then they start freaking out.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll just open up the door and stare at them, and then they'll look at me like I'm the weirdo.
Or you say, hey, you know, I can
Bro,
smell
you're
that.
standing in
Can
front
you
of my
please
house,
leave?
smoking a cigarette. I can smell that. Can you leave? And-
Please leave.
So whatever
Yeah.
that police term for like make contact with, like whatever that is, like on scene, show of force. Like I don't know, whatever that thing is that makes people feel your presence known.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's missing now.
Yes, time and space. We are.
He
Indeed.
gone.
Our shirtless dude is gone now.
Our shirtless dude. Don't worry about it.
Oh, his shoes there though.
Yeah.
And shoes.
Yeah, his shoes are there though.
So he's coming back for sure. Yeah, so he's setting up like shop right there. Well, he might not be. Right?
He might just walk off
Yeah.
forever without them.
Hey, time and space. I'm sorry, man. We've been instructing them that you can't type those things in. I'm gonna relax on that as of now because I really think that that wasn't what got us in trouble. It was the link.
The link.
Yeah, the link got us in trouble. I think we're being a little too aggressive with that.
We just try not to say the NSFW sites.
Yeah.
'Cause
But I don't
Twitch
want
doesn't
people
like
getting
that.
timed out, like new followers. I don't want them getting timed out because they're saying like, "Hey, I know you from this place."
There's a very, very famous lesbian couple on Twitch. So that's really weird that you said that. But they're like the biggest.
Cool. Yeah, are they together?
Yeah, that's her girlfriend. Succubus and her are.
Okay,
Like
So-
together.
I thought so.
But they both stream
I thought that's who you were
independent.
talking
Yeah, I was like,
and
but there's. I don't know
sometimes-
if they stream together.
They got the big ass titties.
I think they did a stream. Well, I'll just say.
Ah, they got the
Because I
big
said-
titties, y'all.
That's
I don't know if you
Oh
guys
my God,
know,
they got the big titties.
Bunny Ayumi
Together?
and
I think I've seen them,
Succubus.
I was like,
stream
they
together.
probably do.
They share a Discord. I know
I
their
don't know
Discord
for
is the same.
So yeah, but Bunny Ayumi and Succubus are together, and they're both streamers and cosplayers. So
Yeah, they're super cute.
and then there's another lesbian. I'm just like
Titties!
their name right now, but they're more.
Big titties.
They're first-person shooters players, and I can't
Do they
remember.
play CS:GO? Yeah. I was like, I think they play CS:GO.
Yes,
Okay.
they do, but I can't.
You are
So
mad buff, bro. What the fuck is going on? I have made a monster. You didn't have no muscles when I met you, bro. You didn't have the muscles. Where you get the muscles from?
the stripper pole.
Shut your ass
honestly,
up.
though,
Don't lie on me.
That's
I
it.
did not put you on no damn stripper pole.
It whoops
Show
in
lying.
shape.
It does, but
No,
no.
that I
But
swear.
not in like a month.
She didn't get those muscles from.
No,
No.
the 22-day
No,
challenge was the start of that, and Daddy doing that with me. That was the start of the arm muscle shenanigans, and then the strength and conditioning. It just became really bad. I mean, I think your general physicality increases with jujitsu, but that didn't make my arm strength particularly what it is now. The strength and conditioning and the 22-day challenge.
Fat Keys. I so wish that titties was one of the magic words on Pee Wee's Playhouse. You are as old as me, and I love you. I remember Pee Wee's Playhouse,
titties.
and they had a secret word. It wasn't a magic word; it's a secret word. And anytime the secret word is said, we all yell "Ah!" and go crazy, right? And if titties was it, that'd be the funniest episode ever. Titties, ah, titties.
Thank you. And just a quick thing for anyone who doesn't know what the 22-day challenge is, you can just search the hashtag. It's to bring awareness and suicide prevention to active duty and veterans of the armed forces.
Yeah.
So the 22-day challenge is 22 push-ups for 22 days in the month of November to bring awareness and suicide prevention. So if you guys want to help, hashtag 22-day challenge is a great way. So
Both you ladies are beautiful, by the way.
Yep.
Yep.
thanks.
Thank you.
They are beautiful, aren't they?
So just
I'm just chopped liver. It's cool, man.
You're so
You're
cute.
the most.
It's cool, bro.
You're the most beautifulest.
Can I substitute the 22 push-ups for 22 donuts? Yes. That
Happy days in
sounds
November.
that sounds exactly like the Panda way, bro.
Huh?
I authorize that 100%. Fuck it, my birthday is in November. Boom.
So is mine.
So you
Fuck
can
it, do
so
it.
you can do 22 push-ups a day.
22
Yeah.
push-ups
It's not very
for
hard.
22 days.
And eventually you get
And
really good at push-ups.
You take a video, put it on your Instagram,
We can
hashtag
push-ups all the
22-day challenge, and
Yeah, they're not that easy at all.
it brings awareness. You talk to your people about it. Obviously,
We
I'm
love
talking
you
to
too,
guys
Fat
about
Keys.
it,
Thank you,
so,
man.
But as veterans, is really important to us that veterans get
That's
help
right, we
that
gotta
they
do our
need.
July birthdays in the Discord, man.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Does my mom get to have one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Mama Bear?
You know who the fuck's birthday it is?
How should we do
That's a
birthdays in the
lie.
Discord? Like,
Her birthday.
Discord is home, so how should we deal with birthdays? We'll come up with a method. All right, anyway, we've been on way longer than we're supposed to. 3 hours
Sorry.
and 30 minutes, but we've been having so much fun. We love you guys. We'll see you guys later. I need to take care of
Come join the
Our
Discord.
little tweaker
a
outside.
very high person.
We might put the
outside.
voice chat on while he
Yeah,
talks to
we
him in
might
the voice lobby. In
we might
Discord.
put on the voice channel because he's extremely
What's his name,
entertaining.
Chris?
Maybe we'll go live on YouTube. Maybe I'll do some YouTube. Talk
Right.
to Tweaker Chris. No, he said, "Do you know Chris?" And I was like,
Oh, I
Nah.
was like,
Whoa!
"Chris is the
Is
drug
that
dealer,
the
bro."
right? Because remember the lady who was listening to our door the other day, and you said she
Probably,
started
yeah.
knocking on doors asking for.
She was asking for a Chris. Do you know a Chris?
Really?
A Chris? Yeah.
Do you remember? I was like,
Yo,
oh, that's the
we
dude.
got a rando Chris.
Ah,
We gonna find
We
Chris.
gonna find Chris.
Everybody
How?
hates Chris.
What? Everyone hates Chris.
Oh, that and then he was asking me if I wanted to buy a gift card. He is like, you do
Bro.
you do
gift?
groceries, bro? You get groceries? And I was
Chris has
like,
gotta be the bike stealer.
yeah, probably.
He gotta be, right?
No, but
Yeah.
she was knocking on the doors looking for Chris.
She was a tweaker
But she,
I was like, she's-
and
and
spun
he
out of
I was
her.
probably supposed to be on
like,
those.
right here.
And he has no shoes on his shirt, so like
No,
they
he
don't
has
know
to
where
come
they
back
are.
for those.
No. He
We'll
probably.
leave him as a little
I hope
party
he.
gift.
I hope he's at that coffee house.
Come.
I hope he's terrorizing them assholes at the fucking coffee.
Striker, we're gonna be on CB later, so come hang.
Make sure it's Discord, pandafam.com. We'll let you know when we go live.
So I love you. Hey, no.
Right.
Aw. Be in the middle straight singing the I'm in a map song. Y'all are funny. Okay, but for real, if you want to hear what he's saying, go in the Discord voice lobby because this is going to be lit, y'all.
It's going to be lit.
Mad lit, you guys. All right, you guys. We shall see you next stream.
Love you.